Crabman from Crabman Gaming here, and today I'm playing WWE 2K15.
Here, where conflict is king. Where the strong rise up.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this!
It's man versus man.
From out of nowhere!
It's those moments of conflict that can make us, define us,
The boyhood dream has come true!
and create a rivalry.
Are you
Ready.
Through vindictive actions,
Why does a game pedigree his best friend, Shawn Michaels?
or simply pure hatred.
Before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
From a leader of a nation
I'm the best because I have this and I earned it.
to the voice of the voiceless.
I hate this idea that you're the best, because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.
From a show-stopping legend
As a man, sometimes you gotta know when to fight, and the time to fight is now.
to a cerebral assassin
HBK is dead!
It's time to face facts, Sean. And the fact is, the game has passed you by.
It's the indelible influence of two icons
The champ is here!
that creates a rivalry. Rivalries shape a superstar,
I am the game!
defining the path to superstardom. And there are no rivalries like ours.
The first storyline I'm going to play is Hustle, Loyalty and Disrespect, focusing on CM Punk and John Cena's feud between Money in the Bank 2011 and February the 25th in 2013.
On June 20th, 2011, three men battled for a chance to challenge John Cena for his WWE Championship.
Alberto Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, the winner, will face John Cena for the WWE Championship. Remember, triple threat rules. First man to pick up pinfall wins.
619!
Mysterio, will he be number one contender?
Here comes
in
CM Punk.
CM Punk saving it. CM Punk is number one contender.
But a shot at the gold was not enough for CM Punk. Punk was determined to ignite a spark of change in the WWE.
Brutal honesty I'm known for. July 17th is the day my contract with World Wrestling Entertainment comes to an end. When the clock strikes midnight, I am leaving. And I am leaving with the WWE Championship.
John Cena goes one-on-one with R-Truth in a tables match.
This sets up the
About
pipe
the
bomb
change
promo.
he so desperately desired, the best in the world set his sights on the champion.
Punk doing out here? The number one contender and the WWE Champion going at it. And look at Truth! Truth puts Cena through a table! Punk has cost Cena the match! He don't care what he does right now, I don't think.
The WWE Universe was about to learn that the most dangerous men are the ones that feel they have nothing to lose.
There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. Do I have everybody's attention now? The only thing that's real is me. Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Hi, Colt Cabana.
For almost 6 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, and I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead.
If CM Punk defeats you, he's gonna walk out of here. I'm gonna be embarrassed.
This iconic battle at Money in the Bank was CM Punk's proving ground.
You beat to your own drum, but in the path of doing things you want to do, you've lost sight of everything.
I am I'm the underdog and you are is what you hate. You're a dynasty.
The stakes had never been higher.
If CM Punk walks out with this championship,
This was Punk's chance to make history.
Say goodbye to the WWE title and say goodbye to CM Punk.
8 days.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Here we go, here we are at Money in the Bank 2011. One of my favourite pay-per-views of all time. Here is CM Punk, real name Phil Brooks, born in 1978. Spent some of his early career in Ring of Honor from 2002. It's clobbering time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a partisan hometown crowd here in Chicago for CM Punk.
Oh, that's right. CM Punk is in front of his hometown followers, and that's what John Cena is going to have to overcome. You know, I have never seen this much hometown emotion.
His actual shirt had on the back, Best in the World, 7-11-11, because that was the event. It was I believe it was the 11th of July 2011. But CM Punk started his career in Ring of Honor from 2002 to 2005, would end up becoming the Ring of Honor World Champion, and then would sign his contract to WWE while he was the champion. He also spent some of 2003 and 2004 in TNA as part of The Gathering with Julio De Niro and Raven, and would join the WWE in 2005. But what an event this was. I remember watching this in the movie theater with some of my friends, and it was absolutely incredible. They didn't show WWE pay-per-views in the movie theaters for too long, mainly because barely anyone went, but this was absolutely incredible. Joined WWE and would be a part of the ECW roster from 2006 to 2008, I believe. Defeated Just Incredible in the first episode of ECW. I'm waiting. This match has a big fight feel. There's Justin Roberts now in AEW. Looks a bit like Matt Hardy there. CM Punk. CM Punk. Here comes big match John Cena. Defeated The Miz.
John Cena has walked into a sea of proverbial sharks. No one has ever faced circumstances like this. Not only is his WWE title on the line, King, but think about this. The history, the legacy, the future of this entire company rests on the shoulders of that man.
I don't know. It may be just more pressure than John Cena can handle.
He's focused because Vince McMahon has said if he doesn't win this match, John Cena is fired. Yet John Cena had defeated John Morrison and The Miz in a triple threat steel cage match at Extreme Rules, and been champion for 77 days as of this event. And I am playing this WWE 2K15 PS4 game on a PS5, so hopefully it looks a little bit crisper and cleaner, and the load times will be a bit better.
Is set for one fall, and is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 222 pounds, CM Punk. And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, John Cena.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the WWE Championship, the holy grail of the WWE. King, formed by Mr. McMahon's father, Vince Sr., back in 1963.
That's right, and CM Punk wants to take it from the WWE.
And here we go. Will this be CM Punk's ultimate moment to disgrace WWE? Will he leave the company with a 50-year legacy of the WWE title?
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute, Cole. CM Punk always seems to get the job done when the pressure's on. And this hometown crowd is certainly going to do their part. You know that.
Oh, spinning back elbow, Judas
I
effect.
just saw a sign that said, if CM Punk loses, we riot.
This is a takeoff of the If Cena Wins, We Riot from One Night Stand 2006 against Rob Van Dam.
We were both
Running
ringside
Enziguri.
on
It's another one of Jericho's
WrestleMania 22 here in
finishes.
Chicago when John Cena fought Triple H. CM Punk was there too, and that was before he was even part of the company.
I remember it well. CM Punk was dressed as a gangster, toting a Tommy gun and an old school hat with a zoot suit, hanging on the running board of a 1940 streetcar.
You know,
Oh,
now
zoot suit.
that I think of it, that match was great foreshadowing for this matchup here for the WWE Championship.
Well, I agree,
Zoot
King,
suits
but
in
no one
Danny
would have
Dyer's
thought
chocolate
back then that
homunculus.
CM Punk would
If
be
you
here
know,
tonight
you
trying
know.
to lead the company with the WWE Championship in hand.
I am Loco Parentis.
Look at the athleticism on display there.
I am the last remaining contestant on The Apprentice. I am an untrained dentist.
That's how you hurt an opponent.
If you know, it's from a UK show called Peep Show. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's amazing.
He's still not
But
through.
anyway, we got Punk and Cena. We got a critically damaged Cena. We've almost got a signature to start, which is pretty good.
You have to wonder what Alberto Del Rio must be thinking while watching this match. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match earlier tonight, which gives him the opportunity to face the WWE Champion at the time of his choosing. Well, what if there's no WWE Champion? Then what?
Well, that's a good question, Cole. I would guess the Money in the Bank briefcase doesn't really hold much value if there's not a champion to cash it in against. You know, I agree that Mr. McMahon is doing everything in his power to keep this title here. What I don't agree with is how Mr. McMahon put extra pressure on
Punk looking for something big.
Here
He's
goes
going for
Punk.
the Macho Man elbow.
Uh-oh, look at this.
Crossbody.
Oh,
Cena rolls
wait a
through.
minute. Look at the strength and the power. What's he going to do here? Oh, my God. It looks like John Cena's going for the AA.
Into an AA.
Oh, look at this. Punk, he's out of the AA.
Yeah, in a reversal. Great counter. Going for the go to sleep. GTS time.
Oh, no. Cena's reversed it. He's got the STF locked in.
Yeah, he's locking it in now. And now Punk is going to tap. Is he going to tap?
Oh, look at this. Punk is in serious trouble here. The STF is locked in.
Yeah, Punk's going to tap out, King.
No, look. Punk is fighting it. He is turning Cena over. And he's
Anaconda
got-
Vice,
he's got
Anaconda
reversed
Vice.
into the Anaconda Vice.
Mr. McMahon did say earlier, and he was dead on, John Cena brought this upon himself. Cena begged for Mr. McMahon to reinstate Punk, to put himself in this position here tonight.
Brutal kick to the head.
Okay, you know what? That's an argument. You can't say that John Cena brought this upon himself by doing the right thing. John Cena was doing what he thought was the right thing, and if this is the outcome, this is what happened. Then
Neck
he's only
breaker
got
perform the
himself to blame.
GTS.
Sometimes when you try to play hero, it doesn't always turn out the way you expect. That's all I'm trying to say.
Go to
Oh,
sleep.
and a GTS!
I see this falling
And
through the
Cena
ropes.
knocked completely out of the ring, King.
Oh, he went outside of the ring. That's not going to help Punk.
Not at all, because remember, Cena's got champion's advantage here. If Cena's counted out, he'll retain the championship. And Punk knows that. And Punk's got to get Cena back in the ring before Cena's counted out to have any chance at winning the title.
You're right about that, but that's 240 pounds of dead weight, but he gets him back in. And now Punk has to try to cover it.
It's Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis.
Mr. McMahon and the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis, are out here.
For what? Why are they out here?
Why is Vince so
I
blurry?
mean, this match is about Mr. McMahon's legacy. Punk is threatened to leave the company with the WWE title. And look at Cena. Cena picking the leg. Cena going for the STF. He's got
Ring the bell, ring the bell, Survivor Series 97. Where's Earl Hebner? Cena's cut John Laurinaitis off at the pass.
Laurinaitis.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's got to set up a pay-per-view between these two. Over the limit.
Cena, King, he said he wants to win this the right way, not the cheap way.
Hey, man's not going to win this fight.
And Mr. McMahon obviously upset and disappointed.
DDT.
Looks down, he
He
needs some
just got
stamina.
laid out. Oh, his body has to be broken right now. And will this be it? 2.
Oh, Punk's let him up. I wanted it to actually get him to kick out. It's more dramatic.
Uh-oh, Punk.
Go to sleep.
That's gotta be it.
Oh, look at that. John Cena is now bleeding.
And he's busted wide open.
2. Oh my God!
Punk's won. Punk has won.
Oh my God!
CM Punk has won.
Here is your winner and new WWE Champion,
CM Punk. You actually need him in the shoulder on the actual event.
Believe this. CM Punk has won the WWE Championship.
Mr. McMahon is in shock. In
Aussie
1
Vince
hour,
can't believe
CM
it.
Punk is no longer an employee of the WWE, and he's going to leave as WWE Champion.
What is Mr.
I must
McMahon
not
gonna do?
fail.
Stop it right now. Cut it, cut it, cut that music, cut it.
All right, give me that Alberto ladder. Come on, cash it in. Get Alberto ladder now. Come on, let's go. Get him
Del
out
Rio,
here.
the Money in the Bank winner, and Del Rio's going to come down and try to
He's been kicked in the face.
Del Rio is down and out.
And so is Mr. McMahon.
The referee never rang the bell. Del Rio never had an opportunity to cash in the contract.
And look, Punk is actually leaving.
Such an iconic moment. Kissing Vince goodbye.
Mr. McMahon's 50-year legacy of the WWE Championship has gone up in smoke.
Look at poor Mr. McMahon. What's he gonna do? This is awful.
Has to be one of the greatest finishes to a pay-per-view ever.
CM Punk in trouble. John Cena, STF again. McMahon has gone for the bell.
And CM Punk, GTS connecting. Oh my God.
Vince can't believe it.
1 hour and 14 minutes. CM Punk is no longer an employee of WWE. CM Punk is going to leave Chicago with the WWE Championship.
As promised, CM Punk left WWE that night in a blaze of glory, with the championship around his waist and a heartbroken John Cena in the ring. But with the title ripped from its home, what would WWE do?
Hold a
That
tournament
question
with
was
Alex
answered
Riley
the
in it.
next night on Raw, when an 8-man tournament was set up to crown a new WWE champion.
It is indeed a momentous night. On Monday Night Raw, we will crown a new WWE champion. And it's Miz versus Rey Mysterio. Mysterio, hit it! No! Not this way!
Woohoo! We have a new WWE champion.
But just when you thought things were falling into place, WWE's COO had an announcement.
Tonight, for the first time ever, we are going to have a second WWE Championship match right here on Raw.
So unfair on poor
The
Ray.
brand new WWE Champion Rey Mysterio defending against John Cena.
Here comes Rey Mysterio. He won the championship by pinning The Miz in the opening match of the show in 13 minutes and 10 seconds. I can't believe they made Rey defend the title later in the night. Terrific angle, they just hot-shotted it into 8 days. But this was the only time Rey Mysterio was WWE champ. He was World Heavyweight Champion on 2 occasions, defeating Kurt Angle and Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Fall is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, from San Diego, California, weighing 175 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, Rey Mysterio.
And if I remember correctly,
Certainly Rey Mysterio is one of the reasons for the consternation of The Miz, because Rey won over The Miz here earlier in the finals of the WWE tournament.
You know what? I thought The Miz was always constipated. Oh, I'm sorry. You said consternation.
so I think he beat Jack Swagger in a Fatal 4-Way match at Fatal 4-Way with Punk and somebody else in the match, and then retained against Swagger at Money in the Bank, but then Kane cashed in Money in the Bank. And had that really cool World Heavyweight title run, which was well deserved. But here comes Super Cena.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, John Cena.
Back from his firing after 8 days. What time is
John
now?
Cena wears the hustle, loyalty, and respect with pride, and that's not just a marketing slogan, it's a way of life for John.
John Cena deserves this rematch for the WWE title. Some may like that statement, some may not, but it's the truth.
To the tournament, Rey defeated Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth defeated Jack Swagger, Kofi defeated Alberto Del Rio, The Miz defeated Alex Riley, and then in the semi-finals, Rey beat R-Truth, and The Miz beat Kofi. That was the week prior, and on this show, Rey defeated The Miz to open the show. Here is Big Match John. Born in 1977, has been in WWE since the year 2000. He'll brush your mouth like Colgate. Nenny Weather. I don't know the rest. But he's been 13-time WWE Champion and 3-time World Heavyweight Champion.
A huge ovation here tonight for John Cena. What a difference a few weeks makes. A couple of weeks ago in Chicago, Cena got booed.
Yeah,
and he got
of course,
fired.
Michael, we're not allowed to mention the individual's name who won the WWE title that night and then walked out.
This is our main event, a one-fall matchup for the WWE title. A match where John Cena must pin or make Rey Mysterio submit to win the championship.
You know, I thought we had our main event for the evening when we opened the show. Rey Mysterio versus The Miz for the WWE title. And now this tops the night off.
We're getting two main events here tonight, King.
I wonder if you're going to chain wrestle every show. There's a list as well. It's like 10 worst things John Cena's ever done. So there's this, challenging Rey when he's already had a match earlier in the night. There's when he kissed Maria.
Rey Mysterio is the absolute definition of high risk, high reward.
And his offense is so explosive and innovative that between the 619 and the West Coast Pop, I feel like my head's on a swivel watching him.
When Maria was seeing Zack Ryder. There was covering Michael Cole in barbecue sauce.
And
The
here's
throwback.
The facebuster.
The throwback.
Unlike Rey Mysterio, John Cena has the benefit of being in his first match of the evening.
Indeed, it's a fresh John Cena against new WWE Champion Rey Mysterio, who had quite a battle against The Miz earlier tonight.
Yeah, but you know, in order to win the title, Cena will have to pin Rey Mysterio or make him submit, which will be no easy task, regardless of how fresh Cena is.
Not sure what happened then.
With that head scissors. Oh, out of nowhere.
John Cena has so much respect for the WWE title. He wants nothing more than to proudly represent this company with that title wrapped firmly around his waist.
Yeah, especially after what happened to the title after the man who shall remain nameless won it at Money in the Bank.
Another Mr.
This
Perfect
match
next
isn't
snap.
about politics or contract status. This is about the WWE title, the most prestigious prize in all of sports entertainment.
And both of these superstars have such a great respect for the WWE Championship.
No, I didn't want to pin him.
And this has got to be it. No, he kicks out at 2.5.
I'm going to give him the 5-knuckle shuffle. Flip him over. Because what happens is you end up
without a doubt,
not having a
John
signature.
Cena is the most controversial athlete in the history
You end
of
up with
the
a finisher,
WWE.
and
Whether
then you have to
love
build
this
a signature
guy or you
again.
despise him, you have to respect him.
It's hard to deny it, King. Each and every night John Cena
finish.
steps into the ring, he does his very best to earn the respect of the WWE Universe.
And he seems to be in firm control at this point, which is obviously drawing mixed reactions from this capacity crowd here in Hampton, Virginia. Ooh, what a knee!
And that knocks Mysterio down hard.
Ooh, Mysterio was just flat out overpowered. Rey Mysterio, he doesn't know what hit him.
Mini F5.
Woo, a little showboating going on here. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go.
John Cena going to the top rope. Is it the Cena leg drop? I hope it is the Cena leg drop.
Oh, good God,
Cena
that's
elbow
it.
drop.
Their bodies have to be shattered to pieces. How much more? How much more are you willing to pay to win this match? This is unreal. John Cena with the offense.
Lariato. He's trying to drag Rey to the middle.
Oh,
I'm not really
his
sure what
body
happened.
has to be broken right now.
Drag Rey to the middle. Drag Rey to the middle.
Uh-oh, look at this.
Here we go. You
Oh,
can't
what a
see
bump
me.
away.
It's actually quite hard to hit the 5-knuckle shuffle.
And Cena may now be moments away from victory.
I should have done the charge finisher. Straight into the AA. He's countered. He's countered.
What a move! What a smart move! Oh, what a counter!
Another attitude adjustment.
Oh no, that slam didn't
Into the
look pretty.
pin.
Shoulders
1,
down.
2.
3.
Cena's the champion.
John Cena is your winner. Cena wins. John Cena wins.
John Cena is your new WWE champion for the 9th time. What's that music? It's some unknown music playing. We've only had this Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage. Some unknown music is playing across the arena. That's my best EFED description. John Cena looks confused. It's CM Punk, the WWE Champion. CM Punk has emerged. He was gone. His contract was expired. 8 whole days he's been gone. CM Punk has returned after an agonizing 8-day absence from the WWE, and the crowd are going ballistic. The flashbulbs are going on. I think some people have camera phones. Some people have the old style disposable camera. But the place is going crazy. It is the cult of personality, the best in the world, CM Punk. He's the WWE Champion. John Cena is the WWE Champion. What does this mean? It can only mean one thing. CM Punk and John Cena are going to have a yet another match after a 5-star classic at Money in the Bank. What an iconic moment in WWE history this was. They did hot shot it by having Punk return after 8 days, but it was still amazing, and he uses this music in AEW now, which is incredible. There's the smiling face on your TV. CM Punk comes back to WWE to be the voice of the voiceless and to be the true WWE Champion. For the first time ever, there are 2 WWE Champions. Triple H sets up a match at SummerSlam to decide who the true champion really is. To make sure there is only one champion, Triple H makes himself the special referee. It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. Becomes Triple H 14-time world champion himself in his tightest referee shirt, the tightest referee shirt since Vince McMahon. But here he is at SummerSlam. It's all about the game now, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it. Triple H, when was the last time he won the WWE Championship at the 2016 Royal Rumble when he defeated Roman Reigns? Also, 5 World Heavyweight Championship reigns.
Your special guest referee for this next match, the Chief Operating Officer of the WWE, Triple H.
Also wrestled Brock Lesnar at
Ladies and gentlemen,
SummerSlam.
Triple H is the Chief Operating Officer of the WWE, and he has put himself in charge of perhaps the most important match in WWE history.
Yeah, with the game in there, we are guaranteed that at the end of the match, there will only be one undisputed WWE champion.
Let's have a look at his latest pay-per-view matches. The last match he had was when Randy Orton defeated him at Super Showdown in 2019. He had that match with Batista at WrestleMania 35, just 2 stars. These star ratings are low for old tricks. Crown Jewel in 2018, Shawn Michaels and Triple H defeating Kane and The Undertaker, 1 3/4 stars. Triple H defeating The Undertaker at Super Showdown in Australia, 1 1/4 star. It went forever, went for about half an hour as well. Cena beat Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He loves wrestling in Saudi Arabia. 3 of his previous 5 matches have come in Saudi Arabia. Then WrestleMania 34, that was a good match. Kurt and Ronda Rousey defeating Stephanie and Triple H, 4 1/4 stars, and I was very impressed indeed. Becomes the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk. So let's go through CM Punk's career after the intros.
CM Punk said some very controversial things about Triple H and his family, but Triple H claims that he is going to call this matchup down the middle here tonight.
I just can't imagine saying the types of things that Punk said to the guy that's about to referee your title match.
I'm the cult of personality, was in ECW between 2006 and 2008. On September 4th, 2007, defeated John Morrison for the ECW title after 2 previous unsuccessful attempts, and held the title until January 2008 when Edge speared CM Punk, allowing Chavo Guerrero to become ECW champion. Would then move to Raw, where he'd win Money in the Bank while he was still in ECW, but on June 23rd would get traded to Raw, or drafted to Raw, and on June 30, 1 week later, would cash in on Edge to become World Heavyweight Champion for the first time after a huge Batista bomb, and was sadly stripped of the championship at Unforgiven 2008 after an attack by the Legacy. He didn't even get to defend it. Chris Jericho took his place and then won the title, which was very disappointing indeed. Let's have a look though at some of Big Match John's previous pay-per-view matches. Here's John Cena.
This is where I started. I used to walk the concourse in this place.
The question is, which one of these champions will be defending the WWE title the next time we come to you on pay-per-view in 5 weeks for Night of Champions?
Well, whether you like John Cena or not, everybody respects him.
So John Cena, 13-time WWE champ, 3-time World Heavyweight, 5-time United States champion, and that also matched against Rusev with the tank at WrestleMania, 2-time WWE Tag Team champions, 2-time World Heavyweight, or not World Tag Team champs, and a Royal Rumble winner in 2008 and 2013. His most recent match, unsuccessfully challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal title at SummerSlam 2021, 4.25 stars. And then previous to that, hasn't wrestled a pay-per-view match since Super Showdown in 2018, where he teamed with Lashley to defeat Elias and Kevin Owens and won with the spinning back fist. Then had a match at the Greatest Royal Rumble against Triple H, 2.75 stars. WrestleMania 34, Undertaker versus John Cena in the 2-minute squash.
Set for one fall is for the undisputed WWE Championship. Introducing the participants first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 222 pounds, WWE Champion CM Punk. And his opponent, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, he is WWE Champion John
Cena. King, what an emotional night tonight. For the first time ever, we have 2 WWE champions battling it out to crown one champion here at SummerSlam.
The atmosphere here is electric. Did you hear that ovation for CM Punk? Unbelievable.
This match is so important that Triple H, the game, the special guest referee, to make sure that this thing is called down the middle and that we crown one champion at the end of this match tonight.
You're right about that. Triple H has guaranteed there will be a single WWE champion.
And Triple H taking all the precautions necessary to make sure both athletes are ready to go. Cena, Punk make history tonight at SummerSlam. CM Punk has been celebrated by many for his outspoken approach and the way that he has, in his words, caused change in the WWE. On the other hand, he's been vilified by many for the way that he's gone about bringing change.
Yeah, and because of his approach, this company now has 2 champions for the first time ever.
King, can you believe it's WWE Champion versus WWE Champion?
I know it.
CM Punk is a 4-time world champion, a 2-time Money in the Bank ladder match winner, and the only superstar to win that matchup 2 years in a row. John Cena is an 11-time champion and has won more WWE titles than anyone in history.
You know, I don't remember a time when there was this much controversy surrounding the WWE Championship. Do you?
Well, perhaps once, and that
It's
would
Ted
be in
DiBiase sold it to Andre.
1997 at Survivor Series when Shawn Michaels beat Bret Hart for the title in Montreal.
Oh, you're right. But at least with the Montreal Screwjob, we had one champion, and we knew who that champion was. This is total chaos.
And at the end of the night, though, King will once again have one undisputed WWE champion.
Cena's out wrestling this game, so unrealistic. More chain wrestling. This didn't get the 5-star match that Money in the Bank did. I think about 3.5 stars. Still a good match, just not a Money in the Bank classic.
Connect. A bit of a test of strength here.
We're still in more chain wrestling. Of course, WWE 2K15 Chain Wrestling Edition. Where's drop down, late drop tackle, international spot or universal spot.
Oh, and the reversal by
Hadn't
John
seen
Cena.
it. See that coming.
Ooh.
Oh, Crossroads. Take that, Cody. The hammer elbows, the Daniel Bryan elbows. Still again. Damage Cena moderately. Triple H looking on earnestly from the corner.
CM Punk gathering attention in a hurry. Look at CM Punk here. John Cena with a nice reversal.
I'm going to save my signature because I think I'm probably going to need it. Or at least another finisher.
Shot.
King, how does having a special guest referee change your approach when competing in a match?
Well,
It does, because they always get
definitely
something
a
wrong.
game changer, Cole. A good referee blends into the woodwork. But when superstars become special guest referees, well, they oftentimes manage to somehow become the center of attention.
Listen, I'd say the worst special guest referee of all time would have to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. He did an awful job during our match at WrestleMania 27.
What are you talking about? That's just because I won the match and then it was reversed, and you got a cheap victory, by the way.
Sore loser.
You know, the way I see it, Michael, neither of these competitors want to make a mistake early in this match. It could prove to be costly. This match might very well hinge on a mistake that one of these guys makes along the line.
Last time these two met, it was a back-and-forth contest.
Gotta
Expect
lean him
more
on
of
the
the same
ropes,
here tonight.
and then
Yeah,
hit
but
your
even though
dive.
these two have squared off before, there's
Here we
even
go.
more on the line tonight. And these two men have never faced a pressure like this at any point in their careers. Everything is on the line here tonight. Everything.
Tope El Suicida!
Oh, man! Whoa! Punk taking out Cena.
Just for Jim
Punk
Ross.
down as well, and now the official, King. Triple H going to start the count.
And CM Punk's head crashed right into that wall after he crashed into Cena. What?
The referee's it. Referee. It's a count of like 8. I mean, what happens if both men get counted out here?
Wait a minute, what's Triple H doing? He's throwing Cena back into the ring.
Well, I think Triple H wants to make sure that
Now Punk.
we indeed crown one champion here tonight.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
You got to applaud this move by Triple H.
Man, if you can't get up for this one, you'll never get up for anything. This is amazing.
The 3.5
You know,
stars
when
for this
John
match.
Cena was growing up in West Newbury, Massachusetts, he dreamed of one day becoming a WWE champion, much like his childhood idol, Hulk Hogan.
You know, ironically, King, Punk was a huge fan of Roddy Piper, who Hogan squared off against in a tag team match in the first ever WrestleMania.
And you know, speaking of Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, both superstars have since been rightfully enshrined into the WWE Hall of Fame.
And you would have to think that both of these superstars might very well find themselves in the Hall of Fame one day as well.
I think he faced Piper and Hogan faced at Judgment Day 2003, even
Many
though Hogan
people have
was
turned this matchup
Mr.
the
America.
quintessential company man, John Cena, versus the ultimate rebel, CM Punk.
Yeah, but you have to remember how John Cena walked into this company. He's a rebel in his own right. You remember ruthless aggression, don't you?
Yeah, but in Punk's words, Cena's changed. He's now become the dynasty, and it looks like that dynasty is in serious jeopardy right now.
Oh, you're right.
No signature left.
Oh! And up the turnbuckle goes Cena.
He's hit Cena's
And I
leg.
think he's begging him to bring it. Great reversal.
And there's the reversal from CM Punk. Well, Triple H told me earlier this week that he admits he has only refereed a handful of matches in his entire career.
And some might say that having Triple H as the special referee is a conflict of interest, but at this point, it looks like he's calling it right down the middle.
Yeah, and I heard some guys in the locker room area say it's similar to a police officer making an arrest, and then that same officer also being the judge in the case.
Trying to get under his opponent's skin with this one.
Whoa,
Charge finisher
don't
time.
get
Charge
up.
finisher. We're going for the go
Whoa,
to
he's measuring.
sleep. Cena's wiggling his feet. He can't get out.
Oh,
Boom.
my.
Cena is nowhere near the ropes, but pin him anyway. Pin him. Pin him.
He's got him. He's
Two.
got him. Oh, he
Kick
got
out.
Cena
Kick out.
stays at it. Incredible. The resilience of Cena.
I thought that was it.
I don't know. That looked like a mighty long or slow count. The game's saying that Cena got his shoulder up before the count of 3, and Punk is frustrated.
Shoulders down. 2.
Kick out from Cena. Kick out from Cena. Punk stalking Cena.
John Cena being pressed hard.
Well, that can't be the finish.
There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out?
Oh, he's let Cena up. He should let him kick out, which would be much better. Just looks a lot cooler.
Bam!
Double knees, double
man,
knees,
what
double
a
knees.
shot.
Turn over, Cena.
Whoa! Oh, man.
Cena
How
into the leg
impressive
drop.
was that?
Is the leg drop the
Will
finish?
this be it? 2.
He's kicked out again. What is going on?
Well, he's the guy his opponent, and what's he going for here?
Hammer elbows.
He hits a sweet combination.
Cena reverses it.
Oh, he really telegraphed that one, Cole.
Ouch, what a landing.
It's the perfect next
Great
step.
offense by John Cena.
We're only in the third match. This is going to take forever, this video.
Whoa!
A swift kick.
Here is John Cena wreaking havoc. Cole, what's he got in mind?
I'm going to do the knees and the go to sleep. Why can't I do the knees? Why can't I do the knees? Not enough stamina. Yeah, not a big fan of the stamina meter. I don't think they do that anymore. I've done this move a lot.
Oh my gosh! Whoa, whoa!
Woo, a little showboating going on here. A little posturing from Punk here.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go. Oh
Gain
man,
some
is he
momentum back.
fired up. Uh-oh, Punk.
Go. 2.
Man, there's no
Sleep.
getting up from that. And then,
1, 2,
and look at this!
3. Cena's foot's on the rope.
Wait a minute!
CM Punk's the winner.
Cena had his foot on the rope, Kane. I saw that, but I think Triple H did not see that.
Here is your winner and undisputed WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Cena can't believe it.
CM Punk's the undisputed champion, but I don't believe, King, to your point, Triple H saw Cena's foot on the bottom rope. Oh, Cena tried to explain it to Triple H, but the game just missed it.
CM Punk is your new
undisputed
WWE
champion.
champion. And Kennedy.
There it is. It's official. Punk has won it. I can't believe this.
The cult of personality.
It's a sight I never thought I'd see. The game raising the hand of CM Punk as the undisputed champion. What a match here tonight, and what a SummerSlam.
Wait, who on earth is that? It's Kevin Nash.
Who the hell is that? What do you mean, who the hell is that? It's Kevin Nash. What is he doing here?
Jackknife
Oh my God, look
powerbomb.
out. What is Kevin Nash doing here?
He sent a text to himself.
Well,
What's he
I'll tell you what
doing?
he's done. He's just destroyed the undisputed champion. Triple H is he's shocked.
Kevin Nash is leaving. And look at this kid. Alberto Del Rio, Mr. Money in the Bank. He's going to cash in. He's going to cash in on Punk.
You gotta be kidding me! What an opportune time for Del Rio to cash this in! Oh! Ow!
I don't even know what Alberto's signature is. We've got to defeat him via pinfall.
Great moves.
Can't beat him with a suplex. I'll beat him with kicks. There's like a running enziguri.
Oh! Man! And momentum has changed once again! Punk got tattooed!
There's some more impact.
Oops, I meant to give him the signature. Let's give him the signature now. Punk looks done.
Uh-oh, look at this.
Oh, there it is. He's missed. What a botch from Del Rio. There was a botch. CM Punk's got a comeback for some reason.
Look at those eyes. CM Punk got a chance.
This is better than the real match.
And did you hear the impact on that kick? That kick almost took his head off.
Cover, cover.
This is how they should have booked it, than just one kick.
Oh, geez, lights out.
CM Punk was supposed to be all red.
Yeah, a little intimidation there. Boy, he is really tired now. That tank of his has to be reading empty.
It has to be, King, but I still don't see him giving up.
And that one hurt his hand. Whoa!
Enziguri! Del Rio's about to be champion. Del Rio's about to be champion.
He may get
One,
the 3 count.
2, 3. Del Rio's the champion.
That's all she wrote.
Unbelievable! Alberto Del Rio has just become the new WWE Champion.
Oh, man, I can't believe what I just saw.
Del Rio can't believe it either. Here is your winner and the new WWE Champion, Alberto Del Rio. All-round terrible human being, Alberto Del Rio.
For the first time ever, it is WWE Champion versus WWE Champion.
After a controversial finish at SummerSlam,
Hook of the leg. Cena's got his foot on the rope. No, Triple H, Triple H. John's foot was on the rope.
Apparently, it's not gonna matter.
CM Punk is declared the undisputed WWE Champion.
What the hell?
Kevin Nash. Oh my
I forgot Booker T was on commentary.
Alberto Del Rio cashing in his Money in the Bank contract.
Del Rio's champion.
What the hell has happened?
but when both CM Punk and John Cena demand their rematches for Alberto Del Rio's newly won WWE Championship, COO Triple H sets up a match on Raw to decide the new #1 contender.
At Night of Champions, Alberto Del Rio will defend the undisputed WWE Championship against the man that wins tonight's main event. CM Punk will go one-on-one with John Cena.
Here comes CM Punk again. Well, he's just been stripped of the World Heavyweight title at Unforgiven 2008.
It's determined the challenger for WWE Champion Alberto Del Rio at Night of Champions. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 222 pounds, CM Punk.
King, will CM Punk be completely focused here tonight following what happened earlier when he was cheap-shotted, punched in the skull by Kevin Nash?
Well, you know what? I don't know how this man can stay focused. He has been the center of controversy since he won his half of the WWE Championship.
So then CM Punk went on to win Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 25 and would cash in on Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules after he had defeated Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. The title may have been vacant, I can't remember. Actually, I think Edge was holding the championship. And then CM Punk turned heel, which was amazing. Had a great reign as World Heavyweight Champion. Flipped the title back and forth to Jeff Hardy a couple of times. Moved on to 2009, 2010 when he won the Straight Edge Society with Joey Mercury and who else was in that? Serena Deeb. Here comes John Cena again. Oh, and of course, Luke Gallows.
Weighing 240 pounds, John Cena.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, the night began with Punk and Cena demanding their rematch for the WWE title. COO Triple H decided to settle this in a one-on-one match to see who earns the first opportunity to face Del Rio.
Well, we saw these guys light it on fire in Chicago at Money in the Bank. But then again, at SummerSlam. And tonight, the stakes are even higher.
John Cena, this one-on-one match on Raw. I actually don't remember this match at all, so I have no recollection what happened, or what went on, or even who wins. It's all fresh to me. Though I have seen a lot. Most of the pay-per-views I remember, but this Raw, perhaps I just didn't watch this one. I remember their Raw match, which I think finishes this feud off, but this match, I don't remember at all. But here he is, big match John, set for another big match on Raw. Am I playing a Cena or Punk? Oh, I'm Cena.
Alberto Del Rio for the WWE title.
So Cena must win.
But what an amazing atmosphere here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
I can't help but wonder which man Alberto Del Rio would like to face at Night of Champions, John Cena or CM Punk.
He's still not through. Boy, he just got laid out. Oh no! Oh!
Struggling for control.
More chain wrestling.
Last week on Raw, we saw Alberto Del Rio brutally attack Rey Mysterio after their one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, and that's right. And as a result of Del Rio's dastardly attack, Mysterio now needs surgery.
And with Mysterio out of action, Del Rio is now claiming to be the new Latin hero for the WWE Universe.
Oh my gosh, that's laughable. He can't anoint himself a hero. The WWE Universe determines who the real heroes in the ring are. And hopefully, whoever wins this matchup here tonight can shut Del Rio up once and for all at Night of Champions. Oh no, wait a minute, Cole, what's he gonna do here? Ouch! He's putting those educated feet to good use.
Just stare at each other awkwardly. We've forgotten the spot. What's the spot?
Great offense by John Cena.
What's the next spot?
John Cena with the offense.
John Cena has been WWE Champion an amazing 9 times, and yet he's approaching this contest like it's his very first opportunity at the gold.
9 times? Alberto
You
Del Rio
can't see
hasn't
me.
even been champion for 9 days, and I'm already sick of it. Man, there's no getting up from that.
Of course,
I think this is going to be a long match. There's not a lot of objectives except for perform the attitude adjustment.
Look at this! Cena went for the AA! And Punk elbows to the jaw, fighting out of it!
And he continues those elbows to Cena's jaw. Cena's reeling now.
Yes! Punk with a big knee to the face! And the cover, hooks the leg.
Oh my gosh, this could be it for Cena.
Just a 1 count.
Look at CM Punk here.
Lariato!
Good night.
Any other objectives or just pin CM?
Watch it. He looks fired up here.
Punk sidesteps that one.
Yeah, just when you think you have Punk right where you want him.
Clothesline.
CM Punk gathering attention in a hurry.
And there's a devastating kick from CM Punk.
I can't imagine what Triple H must be going through right now as he heads to the medical facility. To fight back like that and then come up short is terrible. Look at CM Punk here.
It was a good cutoff. Good cutoff, just give him another lariat. Another neck snap.
You can
Thanks
say
for joining
all you
me.
want to about CM Punk, but in my book, he's just not that good.
What? Are you serious? Do you realize Punk has beaten Cena on 2 different occasions over the past month and a half?
Yeah, well, if he can do it again tonight, then I'll admit he's that good. CM Punk gathering attention in a hurry.
He's out of stamina though. Come on, John.
Oh, what a painful kick. Watch out here.
Oh, the breakdown. Let me just finish
His
up.
face hit the ground. Shoulders
1,
down.
2.
Kick out.
Reverse suplex.
Going all the way up.
Can he go for a top rope 5-knuckle shuffle? Does he have the
Look at
stamina?
this. He's just barely moving. I'm not sure he can get back to his feet. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Cena leg drop.
That did
Cena
it.
leg
I
drop.
just
Will
can't
that be
get
enough?
over what we saw. That was so great. Whoa.
He's measuring. It's been an incredible
I didn't pin him. They didn't say I had to perform the attitude adjustment. Roll through CM Punk.
And Cena stays alive. On a roundhouse kick from Punk.
That may do it. Cena may be finished. Punk signaling. Time to go to sleep.
And Punk could be closing in on the championship. CM Punk could be closing in on the championship. Cena's out, King.
No doubt about it.
He's got him up for the GT.
CM Punk! This isn't over yet!
That's what Triple H had said. Oh, look at
Attitude
this.
adjustment.
The AA from Cena. Hook to the leg.
Oh, my God.
And he got it. Cena wins it.
Cena has won. Thanks to a distraction from Kevin Nash. Is Alberto Del Rio drop kick to the face?
Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio assaulting Cena. Attacking Cena.
Look at this brutal beatdown now by Alberto Del Rio and the #1 contender.
Well, Del Rio trying to send a message to John Cena here tonight. Cena, I don't think he knows where he is, King.
Oh, look out!
Oh, and right to the back of the head. A vicious attack by Del Rio. And it continues.
Somebody's got to stop this. And speaking of
Del
somebody,
Rio
look
is
at
out of
this.
control.
And as John Laurinaitis, he's in charge tonight. Remember, King, he was the one who told Triple H Nash had been in a car accident. Triple H left the building, leaving Laurinaitis in charge tonight.
Well, I think Laurinaitis lost control of this night a long time ago.
Oh, Joe, big title shot.
Because look at Del Rio.
Come on, Laurinaitis, get him off of there.
Hold him back, Laurinaitis. Come on, Johnny Ace. Give him an ace crusher.
He is determined to destroy John Cena.
Set your brother on him. One half of the Road
no,
Warriors.
Watch out, watch out.
Oh my God.
Laurinaitis has got to get some control over Alberto Del Rio.
It was my destiny to be the WWE Champion. I want to represent every one of you.
I mean, this match is over.
With respect.
This is not the mark of a true champion.
With honesty.
Let's not wait for a champion to act.
I am a real champion.
You are not a champion! I am tired of you bullying people because you say
Christian.
you can.
And that golden destiny that you got your hands on, that makes you a target. You're about to find out that your destiny is John Cena.
Replacing Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes.
Which which man is going to continue the illustrious heritage of the WWE title? Is it going to be John Cena or is it going to be Alberto Del Rio? Wait a minute! That's Del Rio's fly yellow Ferrari!
I love John Cena's strategy. Kicking this thing off with a little mind games.
Think you're the only one who can drive fancy cars down to the ring. I stole your Ferrari. How's that make you feel?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is about the WWE Championship, the most coveted prize in sports entertainment since 1963.
And John Cena, the challenger, has held the title a record 9 times.
And no entrances. It's good, we have seen Cena's entrance a lot as well. Alberto Del Rio has been champion for 35 days at this point. John Cena earning a championship match.
I can't believe John Cena stole Alberto Del Rio's bright yellow, very expensive sports car and drove it out here tonight.
Oh, come on, Michael. It was just a joyride.
That car is worth $300,000. That's Grand Theft Auto. Cena really should be arrested.
Yeah, it's the wrong game. It's not 2K15, it's Grand Theft Auto. We're playing, ironically, we're playing this game across 3 console generations as well. I played the PlayStation 3 version, the Who Got NXT mode. If you haven't checked that out, please do. I had to find a PS3 version. That was an exclusive mode.
Remind the WWE Universe just how rich the WWE Championship's lineage really is.
Well, you're
There's a PS4 disc and I'm playing it on a PS5.
Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock that helped make the WWE Championship so prestigious.
And King, let's not forget the likes of Bob Backlund, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker when looking back at the WWE's rich history of its championship.
Or, Michael, Triple H. The list goes on and on. It's a who's who in the world of sports entertainment.
I don't know why I'm going to the top rope, but I am.
Oh my gosh!
I'm going to try and bump Ricardo off the ring apron.
And John Cena's in complete control.
He put all his weight behind that.
Cena's stamina bar getting pretty big pretty quickly.
If John Cena wins here tonight, he'll extend his already record number of WWE Championships to 10.
And you know, that's on top of his 2 World Heavyweight Championship reigns. Cena truly has one of the most historic championship histories of all time.
And let's not forget that John Cena is also a former 3-time United States champion.
At this point, King, I think it would be quicker to list the titles Cena hasn't won.
I think you're right.
And I think we'd lose the United States title to Alberto Del Rio when he had that US title run a little bit later on.
And only a 1 count. With the championship at stake, you know these superstars will get everything they have to win here tonight.
Luther's press.
Up on the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Luther's press.
What am I doing?
No, not again. Hey!
There we go.
Cena
5-knuckle shuffle.
Control now.
Pretty close to the ropes.
This is the 5th night of Champions pay-per-view, King, and it should be noted that each event's WWE Championship match. Oh my, what a move!
Oh, John Cena is like a machine on Alberto Del Rio right now. It's got to be taking its toll on Del Rio.
This match is all about which man will continue the heritage of the illustrious WWE title. Will it be John Cena?
The rear taps, the rear taps, the rear taps.
Well, it looks to
Finish
me
the
like
champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, John
In
Cena
record
is now a
time.
2-time WWE champion.
Oh, that's great. Let me say it. The champ is here.
10 time, 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 10 time. WWE champion.
A picture is worth 1,000 words right now.
And John Cena celebrating like it was the first time he ever won the WWE title.
You do too? Oh.
It's the 3rd time.
I have the balls to say things that nobody else has the balls to say. Who's really pulling the strings? Is it you? Or is it your bean-headed wife? You don't wear the pants in the family, but you do wear her panties, don't you?
You disrespected me as a man. Now, deal with me as a man. So at Night of Champions, no disqualification, Punk. Anything goes.
It's not if, but when I beat you, you resign as COO at WWE.
Done.
which is weird because I'm pretty sure this wasn't the main event. I'm pretty sure,
Following contest set for one fall is a no disqualification match. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 222 pounds, CM Punk.
Oh no, this is the main
Here
event.
tonight, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena defeated Alberto Del Rio to become a 10-time WWE Champion.
Oh, yes, and listen to this crowd. Oh, man, they're excited. But we haven't seen excitement yet. Wait until this thing explodes.
It is the main event of the evening. Let's go through this pay-per-view. Night of Champions 2011. Daniel Bryan in the dark match, defeating Heath Slater by submission. Air Boom with Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston defeating the Awesome Truth of the Miz and R-Truth by DQ. Then will go on to face The Rock and John Cena at Survivor Series. Cody Rhodes defeated Ted DiBiase, retaining the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler retained the US title in a four-way against Alex Riley, Jack Swagger, and John Morrison. Mark Henry became World Heavyweight Champion for the first time, defeating Randy Orton. And I love CM Punk's ice cream shirt. Kelly defeated Beth Phoenix to retain the Divas title. And John Cena beat Alberto Del Rio, as you just saw, to win the WWE title. And this is a no disqualification match. If Triple H loses, he has to resign as the COO. And of course, Triple H coming out second.
Here comes the game. Triple H, and he looks like a butt-kicking machine right now.
Yeah, well, the problem is that CM Punk has made this personal. CM Punk, with verbal attacks on Triple H and his family. It started out being about business, now it's personal.
And you know what they say, paybacks are hell, and it looks like Triple H is about to put CM Punk through hell.
I am the game and I
Cerebral assassin. The game. And Punk from behind.
What?
CM Punk from behind attacking Triple H.
What a
You deserve
And
it.
here we go. Punk
You
wasting
deserve
little
it.
time getting the upper hand.
It's gonna clap, but I got a controller in my
Into
hand.
the timekeeper's area.
This didn't take long for this to get out of hand, did it? Oh, look out, he's coming over here. Whoa! Wait a minute, Punk, this is our table. Look out!
Look out, King.
Triple H fighting back now, right out here in front of us. Oh!
Now Triple H gonna take out all those emotions on CM Punk.
What's
Look out, King!
Oh!
The irony is not lost on me that this is called Night of Champions and the main event is not a championship
Guys,
match.
please, get this back in the ring. Look out! Oh! Man!
It's like Extreme Rules 2021 having one Extreme Rules match on it, which is, there was more
Even
Extreme
trying to
matches on Raw.
destroy CM Punk. Oh, no, up on the announce table.
I think I got my headset back now, but look at this. Go over the pedigree. Punk going for the go to sleep. And Punk escaping.
Thank goodness
Great
he's
tease.
back in the ring.
Chaos here in ringside.
Way too close for comfort, if you ask me.
So much on the line here for Triple H. If he loses to CM Punk tonight, he will be forced out as COO of the WWE.
Well, you know, this started out as business, but CM Punk made it personal. And right now, Triple H is hoping to end it.
This one's not going to resemble a match. This is two men who are going to tear each other apart here tonight.
The Ric Flair knee drop. I was hoping he did a Ric Flair knee drop.
He's got him hooked.
The Christian reverse
It's no
DDT.
disqualification. Anything goes here tonight.
For reasons I don't
Triple
understand.
H may have the advantage in this type of match. This is his element.
No doubt, King. The game has participated in some of the WWE's most brutal matches ever. CM Punk might live to regret that comment about Stephanie wearing the pants in the family.
Yeah, and I don't even want to repeat what CM Punk said the game wears under his pants. You hear how his leg connected? Triple H doing a great job of turning that around.
Neck breaker.
Ironically, CM Punk's first ever WWE pay-per-view came in November 2006 when he teamed with Shawn Michaels, the Hardys, and his opponent tonight, Triple H, at Survivor Series.
I remember that night. CM Punk claims to have grabbed the imaginary brass ring, but then he says his career went nowhere afterward. He blames Triple H and WWE's, get this, weird bodybuilder fetish over what a main event superstar needs to look like.
Whenever CM Punk accuses WWE of being the land of the giants, Triple H likes to bring up the likes of Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and Rey Mysterio. You know, King, it's hard to argue with those names.
Yeah, you're right. They hardly fit the bodybuilder mold, that's for sure.
One thing's for certain, CM Punk is going to leave this arena here tonight bruised and battered, but will he also leave with a victory?
Well, that's
Falling on the pine.
That was amazing. Not this.
It's a comeback into a pedigree.
Oh, here it comes. This is going to be it. Pedigree. Oh, man.
Pin him.
This is over. And Punk stays alive.
Punk kicks out. Punk kicks out.
How did CM Punk kick out of the game's pedigree? This is amazing.
What a match.
Triple H has got to be in shock.
Here comes Nash
Hey,
again.
hey, wait a minute.
What is he doing here?
Kevin Nash.
We're going to have to settle this with a sledgehammer ladder match. I wonder if that's in the game.
Stepping over the top rope and into the ring. Oh, he hammers CM Punk.
And now he goes out with Triple H. King, what is going on here?
Why is he beating up both people? How is Triple H somehow the babyface? Punk is definitely the babyface.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't get it. Kevin Nash. Oh, laying a beat down on the game. What's he thinking?
They were best buddies. And now Punk. CM Punk now coming to get some on Nash. This whole thing is out of control.
Kevin Nash now has CM Punk in a precarious situation. Oh, look out!
Hitting CM Punk.
Oh, what do you make of this? I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. Nash has come in, assaulted Punk, assaulted Triple H.
And now it looks like he's leaving. Wait a minute. No!
Oh, and Nash again blasting the game.
This is a long cutscene.
Coming over here. Wait a minute. The monitor.
What the hell is going on, man?
What is Kevin Nash doing, Cole?
He's got that.
Oh, with a sledgehammer! A sledgehammer! The game just hammers Kevin Nash!
Nash had that coming.
All right, CM Punk back in the ring. Game, it's time for you to get back in and get it on. Now back to the ring.
When CM Punk first came to WWE, he claims Triple H saw him as a pompous, undersized internet darling that couldn't hang with the lights of the game.
Well, Triple H doesn't deny it, but he does say CM Punk has a warped internet philosophy on how to get over in this business.
According to Triple H, you get over in this business by making sacrifices and busting your ass in the ring every night for the good of the business.
Well, isn't that what CM Punk has been doing over the past 6 years? Well, CM Punk has said numerous times that he wants change. But to get that change, he's going to have to go through what looks to be a very determined Triple H.
Speaking of change, Triple H said he would give it to Punk, but not before kicking his butt first.
And that's exactly what he's doing right now. Although I think I need somebody to tell me what a skinny fat ass is. He seems dazed. He's going to...
Wow, what a move from Triple H. That's how you sweep an opponent under the carpet.
Pedigree on Punk, pedigree, 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 pedigree. Hook the leg.
And this has got to be it. 2, 3.
And it's over.
Triple H wins. The game is shut down. CM Punk.
Oh, and most importantly, Triple H has retained his position as COO of the WWE.
No confidence. Remember, look, Triple H is not a champion to live in a
With
time.
all the chaos and with everything that went down in this no disqualification match, this is perhaps one of the greatest matches ever.
3 3/4 stars from the Observer.
This match was fantastic.
What was one of Punk's better matches? Eclipsed the SummerSlam match. That was 3.5 stars. Doesn't eclipse Money in the Bank. That was 5 stars. A 5-star classic. CM Punk wins the title at SummerSlam, but Kevin Nash attacks him and leaves him laid out in the middle of the ring. Ever the opportunist, Alberto Del Rio cashes in his Money in the Bank contract to become the new WWE Champion. At Night of Champions, John Cena captures the WWE Championship from Alberto Del Rio. CM Punk believes he should get a rematch for the title. Alberto Del Rio also believes he deserves a rematch against the man that took the title from him, John Cena. Triple H decides to make the first ever triple threat Hell in a Cell match between John Cena, CM Punk, and Alberto Del Rio. Where's Ricardo?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Damas y caballeros, les presento al hombre que ganará su título otra vez, al orgullo de México, el patrón. Él es Alberto Del Rio.
You know, King, Alberto Del Rio's right. I've never heard of a situation before where a man loses the WWE Championship and is then granted his rematch under triple threat rules inside Hell in a Cell.
Well, you make a valid point there, Michael, but CM Punk also deserves a rematch.
Here we are at Hell in a Cell. It's the next pay-per-view. It took place just 2 weeks later. The Night of Champions. Daniel Bryan was in the pre-show again, defeating JTG. Sheamus beat Christian. Sin Cara Azul defeated Sin Cara Negro. Air Boone, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston retained the tag titles against Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger with Vicky Guerrero. Mark Henry retained against Randy Orton. In the first Hell in a Cell match of the evening, everyone forgets that match. Cody Rhodes defeated John Morrison to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Beth Phoenix defeated Kelly Kelly for the Divas title. It's squabbering time! And then here we are at our main event.
All week long, CM Punk has been talking about how he should be the favorite here tonight because he's been in a Hell in a Cell match before against the greatest cell competitor of all time, Undertaker.
Well, if that's the mind game he's playing with himself, so be it. Surviving a Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker is a mighty feat.
I was talking before about the Straight Edge Society, and they had a feud against the Big Show in which Big Show defeated all 3 members, which was Punk, Luke Gallows, and Joey Mercury, which was a bit disappointing. Then he moved on to be the leader of the New Nexus, which the kind of last match was that Money in the Bank match. I think he still had the Nexus armband on, but I can't remember. And then he was the WWE Champion from November 2011 through to 2013, the 434-day record reign. Had an awesome feud in 2014. Probably Undertaker's last great match at WrestleMania. And then was pretty much, well, that was 2013. 2014 he was gone after the Royal Rumble. And that was about it for 8 years for CM Punk until he returned in All Action Wrestling and faced Darby Allin at All Out. Here comes Big Match John. Go through some
John
of
Cena only won the WWE Championship 2 weeks ago. He defeated Alberto Del Rio in a one-on-one matchup. So I believe John Cena should have to defend only against Del Rio tonight.
Well, your points are somewhat valid, but the CM made the decision. He's the one calling the shot.
Didn't really go through Punk's championship accomplishments, which is one-time Ring of Honor World Champ, 2-time Tag Champ with Boom Boom Colt Cabana, who he refused to mention on commentary the other week on AEW during that 16-person ridiculously big tag. He was the ECW Champion, 3-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Champion, and Tag Champions with Kofi Kingston. Also, Intercontinental Champion, and I think he defeated William Regal. Let's lower the cell. There's Justin Roberts, he's got on the paisley tie. For a 3-second tan.
This match is yet another controversial decision by our COO, who is showing blatant favoritism in my mind by allowing CM Punk in this match and giving him this opportunity.
Look, the way I see it, he made it fair. He made it even for every one of these competitors to come out here and have a chance to win the WWE Championship.
Triple threat rules. Where's the cell lowering music? Oh, no music.
Remember the rules. The first man to gain pinfall or submission will become the WWE Champion.
And let's make it clear, Michael, that the pinfall or submission must take place inside the ring.
Which is surrounded by this cavernous Hell in a Cell. It's 20 feet high. It weighs 5 tons. It's 3,200 square feet of steel. That's bigger than an average American home.
It's certainly bigger than your double wide.
And he dodges that one.
Ooh!
Really no incentive to try and damage Cena here.
Of course, we're in New Orleans tonight for this amazing Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. The last time WWE held a pay-per-view from this historic city was June 2009 for Extreme Rules.
I remember that, and that was a lucky night for CM Punk. It was at Extreme Rules that he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase to defeat Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And John Cena did a big show that night in the submission match. There's so much amazing sports entertainment history in this great city.
You know, if I were a betting man, Cole, I'd be willing to bet that one day New Orleans will host the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania. John Cena with the offense.
I wonder if I can get a weapon.
Great offense by John Cena.
I know some of the later games there were weapons under the ring. Some of the earlier games there weren't. Oh, here's a sledgehammer.
Hey!
Wow, he was just about to get his head taken off.
I'm gonna get another weapon.
Here we go, outside of the ring, and there are no countouts in this match.
King, did you know that the first 7 Hell in a Cell matches all featured either Undertaker or Mick Foley, and in some cases, both?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised Mick Foley ever stepped foot back inside that cell after what Undertaker did to him at King of the Ring in 1998, throwing him off the top of the structure. Are you kidding me? Do you remember that, Cole?
Of course.
Do you remember it? Everyone remembers it.
All 3 of these men will be going through hell here tonight. But according to Alberto Del Rio, he's the only one that'll be coming back.
King, if I'm going to be honest, Alberto Del Rio doesn't deserve to be locked in the cell.
What?
He's not an animal.
Yes, he is.
He's not a criminal.
Yes, he is.
This man is a philanthropist.
Criminal now.
He's an aristocrat from Mexico. He's put thousands of people to work.
Oh, well, that's your opinion, Cole. If Alberto Del Rio wants to achieve his so-called destiny, he's going to have to survive this barbaric structure.
He gets out of trouble there.
I'm gonna try and get some people out of the ring. Do some stuff out of the ring.
Remember, there are no countouts in this contest. This match could end up anywhere. Are you kidding me?
So throw me back in the ring.
A textbook reversal. Can he follow up? And the body contorts in an unnatural way.
Watch it. Ooh.
Quite difficult, this triple threat match, and plus the finishing meter goes up very slowly.
That was an impressive suplex.
A quick cover. Early kick out. Referee right on top of the action. Championship on the line. Woo, a little showboating going on here.
Why isn't Punk damaged moderately? I'm going to get another weapon.
Going to the top, high risk.
That wasn't.
DDT.
Crown him, Alberto Del Rio.
CM Punk, here we go.
There's all sorts of crazy stuff under the ring, and all of it can inflict a lot of damage on an opponent.
Baseball bat?
And he's rolling.
It's got to be Sting.
What happened there?
And don't look at me. I'm just as surprised as you are.
CM Punk and John Cena know each other so well. They had what has to be considered the rivalry of the summer here in the WWE.
And to think, it almost never happened after CM Punk walked out of the WWE after beating John Cena for the championship.
No energy left. I'm going to have to recover on the outside.
And the following month at SummerSlam, after CM Punk did come back, Punk beat Cena to be named the WWE's Undisputed Champion, thanks in part to a missed call by guest referee Triple H.
The more punishment he... Watch it!
And this is going to return to the ring. Look at this.
Enziguri! Enziguri! That was perfect. Into the STF.
Inside Hell in a Cell. And Cena with the STF. Remember, if Del Rio taps out, Cena wins.
What's Ricardo doing?
Wait a minute. What is Ricardo doing?
Ricardo knocked down the official. He opened up the cell.
Oh. Hey, he had a steel pipe in his hand.
I think this is where Cena gets locked out of the cell.
Thwarting Ricardo.
Oh, look out.
Hey, outside the cell.
That's it for Ricardo, but what's that steel pipe?
Oh, man, right to the midsection.
Cena's being locked outside.
Del Rio is closing that door on the
Amazing.
steel cage.
He's locked it. How smart is that, King? Now Del Rio makes sure it's one-on-one. Cena's been taken out of the picture. Cena's been taken out of the picture. Oh! Cena can't get in the cell. Cena can't get in the cell.
Del Rio using that steel pipe and Cena struggling, trying to get in, but there's no way. That door's locked.
Now mocking Cena. Man, brilliant strategy from Del Rio.
Well, with John Cena locked outside the cage now, this becomes a one-on-one match with Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk.
Del Rio's moving slowly. Come on, Del Rio.
And he's heading back in.
Oh my gosh!
Huge drop kick.
Boy, did he get dropped or what?
Oh, wow.
Power pin, power
He thinks
pin.
he has it. 1, 2, 3.
Del Rio's the champion. Del Rio's the champion.
The WWE Championship.
Punk gets straight back up.
Helplessly looking on from outside the cell. This
Just like the
is
Road Warriors did
unbelievable.
against Rob Van Dam and Kane.
What a
Alberto Del
travesty,
Rio
Cole.
is the new
I can't
champion.
believe I saw what I just saw.
Travesty. I'd say it was brilliant. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, you would say that.
Do 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 do. Alberto Del Rio becomes champion again, and John Cena was champion for just 14 days, which is incredible. They were flip-flopping the title all over the place in 2011.
Executive Vice President John Laurinaitis gave CM Punk the opportunity he was waiting for.
CM Punk will face Alberto Del Rio for the WWE Championship if CM Punk can defeat Mark Henry.
If Punk can land the elbow here, Jerry, this could be over. Punk, elbow to the heart. And there's the WWE Champion Alberto Del Rio, his personal ring announcer Ricardo Rodriguez.
He's attacked Mark Henry, so Mark Henry wins by DQ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match as a result of a disqualification
Not at all.
is for the WWE Championship. Please welcome at this time Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Damas y caballeros, aquí en esta noche en Nueva York les presento al hombre que ganará su título otra vez, al orgullo de México, el patrón. Él es Alberto
Del Rio.
Man, I hope Alberto Del Rio does some serious damage to CM Punk here tonight so CM Punk can understand what it's like to be in pain.
Oh, will you quit being a crybaby, Cole?
Which is a shame, because that match was a 4-star match between Del Rio and Cena at Vengeance 2011, but I suppose we can't have every single pay-per-view in here. Whereas we'll get to Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell was 3 3/4 stars, Triple Threat Hell in a Cell. And then poor Punk had to team with Triple H to face the Awesome Truth at Vengeance. And now here we are at Survivor Series 3.5-star match.
Of the challenger, I would like to introduce CM Punk's personal ring announcer, WWE Hall of Famer, Howard Finkel.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Nearly 17,000 strong here in the Big Apple, on their feet for the #1 contender, CM Punk.
And any way you look at it, Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk is going to be a hell of a matchup here tonight at Survivor Series.
So at the Survivor Series, Dolph Ziggler retained against John Morrison for the US title. Beth Phoenix defeated Eve Torres to retain the Divas title. Team Barrett of Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, Huyako, Jack Swagger, and Wade Barrett defeated Team Orton of Kingston, Mason Ryan, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Sin Cara. Big Show defeated Mark Henry by disqualification. we're at this match here, and the main event was the Awesome Truth going down to John Cena and The Rock. And the WWE title changed hands a lot in 2011, so many times it changed hands. And then this would be the start, spoiler alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-year history of the WWE Championship. The title has changed hands here in New York on 15 occasions, more than any other place in the entire world. Will it happen tonight?
And CM Punk is finally getting his rematch after Alberto Del Rio cashed in his Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam.
The 8 title changes in 2011, and this will be the start of Punk's 434-day reign as champion.
Alberto Del Rio has had a magical year. He began the year off by winning the largest Royal Rumble in history. He also won the Money in the Bank ladder match and then cashed it in at SummerSlam to win the WWE title.
Well, wait a minute. You know you have to keep an eye on Ricardo Rodriguez, because throughout this entire magical year that you speak of, Rodriguez has been there creating shortcuts for Del Rio. And I don't think that's befitting of a champion.
You know, CM Punk enters this match a 4-time world champion and a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. In fact, he's the only man to win it 2 years in a row.
And Ring of Honor title holder.
You know, not to brag or anything, Cole, but I have quite an impressive Survivor Series history myself.
I wouldn't call teaming with Sleazy, Queasy, and Cheesy to be doink, dink, pink, and wink impressive, King.
Hey, wait a minute, Michael. That dink was a lot tougher than he looked. Plus, a win's a win.
So then I shouldn't bring up 95 and 96, right?
No.
More
chain wrestling to start. Reverse, release, reverse. Release German suplex.
An explosive German suplex. What a kick that was. Bam, another kick.
It's weird. Sometimes your momentum meter builds really quickly, and other times more slowly. Probably on how quickly they want you to complete the matches. This match probably not that long, but Punk's dominating. Whoops, I didn't want him to feed out of the corner, but he did. Oh, Enzuigiri out of nowhere.
CM Punk driven to the mat.
It's clobbering time, all right, on CM Punk.
The first time this great arena hosted Survivor Series was back in 1996.
And unfortunately, I remember that well. I teamed with a young Triple H, Goldust, and Crush to take on The Rock, Jake Roberts, Mark and the Stalker. Let's just say it didn't go so well.
Wearing that horrible Barry Windham.
You may not remember the 1996 Survivor Series fondly, but I assure you the WWE Universe does. Among the highlights were Undertaker defeating Mankind, Bret Hart defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Psycho Sid winning the WWE title from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Sid's victory over Michaels was one of the 15 times WWE Championship changed hands in this very arena. That's more than any other arena in the entire world. CM Punk says he's going to make the WWE Championship interesting again.
What I don't like about CM Punk is the way that he coerced Alberto Del Rio into putting the championship on the line here tonight. Big Show had knocked out Del Rio. Then Punk put on the
Is it going to be go to sleep time?
The third time in WWE history that the Big Apple has played host to Survivor Series.
Yeah, and the last time was in 2002 when Big Show defeated Brock Lesnar for the same prize. CM Punk and Alberto.
That was like a 3-minute match. He's up.
But look at Del Rio. He's
Del Rio's down. Cross armbreaker.
Watch that roundhouse. Yeah, but look at Del Rio. Del Rio floats into the armbreaker. Armbreaker. The arms locked in. Oh, this puts so much pressure on the shoulder.
Oh, man, look at his face. The pain has to be crippling. Back and forth. How do these superstars keep doing it? CM Punk gathering attention in a hurry.
Another stiff kick.
Another spin kick.
What an impact from that kick.
I don't know why there's slow down, but there is slow down.
Oh, what a painful kick.
And it looks like we could be heading back into the ring. And he's heading back inside the ring.
And Punk fires away. You know, the past year that Alberto Del Rio has had might just be the most impressive I've ever seen.
The only stretch in recent memory I can compare it to is perhaps Sheamus's in 2009. In a matter of 6 months, he went from debuting on ECW to becoming WWE Champion.
Well, you're right about that. That was A very impressive stretch, to say the least. Sheamus shot up like a rocket, and Del Rio seems to be doing the same thing.
Indeed, King. It will go down as one of the best 12-month stretches in sports entertainment history, as will Alberto Del Rio's unbelievable run he's on now.
Oh, look at the emotion. Just look at this. You can see the results from that move.
You can see why they removed this stamina mode from later games.
King, I'm thinking about filing a criminal and civil lawsuit against CM Punk after he injured me this past week on Raw.
Oh, that's great. How does that anaconda vice feel anyway?
It's excruciating. I'm in severe pain. It's a miracle I'm even in. CM Punk nails it.
Later tonight, for the first time in history, no WrestleMania opponents will team up when The Rock partners with John Cena to battle R-Truth and The Miz.
I have a hard time believing, King, The Rock and John Cena will be able to coexist here tonight.
Well, I gotta agree, The Rock and John Cena certainly are an unlikely team, but it's not necessarily uncommon to see the Great One shelve his personal feelings for the betterment of the team. You gotta remember, The Rock and Sock connection.
You're right, King. You know, Rock...
Oh, lights out.
Which I'm still amazed they chose R-Truth to wrestle The Rock.
Look at this.
It's a kick out. Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice.
He's got him.
The Anaconda Vice locked in. Locked in on Del Rio.
Del Rio maybe hits. Look at this. Del Rio's tapping out.
We got a new champion.
Oh my God. CM Punk has won.
Alberto Del Rio, 2 reigns with the title. 35 days and 49 days.
Oh man! The WWE Championship just being handed to CM Punk.
CM Punk is your winner and the new WWE Champion.
Winner and new WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Thanks, Howard Finkel.
Celebration.
Punk has defeated Alberto Del Rio.
What an incredible moment.
Punk is champion yet again.
John Cena and CM Punk would continue on their separate paths heading into WrestleMania 28. CM Punk took on Y2J in a battle of the best.
What a matchup! CM Punk remains the WWE Champion.
While Cena went one-on-one with the Great One.
Rock bottom! Rock bottom! The Rock has beat John Cena! John Cena had him, but The Rock prevails.
But as fate would have it, John Cena was granted an opportunity that could potentially put CM Punk and the WWE Championship in his crosshairs yet again.
Wrestling 10 side and next night on Raw.
WWE Championship contract Money in the Bank ladder match will be Kane, The Big Show, Chris Jericho, and John Cena.
For the very first time in his career, John Cena steps into
Plus the Miz.
Here we go, baby. It just got kicked off. Oh, and there goes Big Show, and John Cena is rolling. Talking about hurt, talking about pain. Right here, John Cena is dishing it out. John Cena with Big Show up on his shoulders. Are you kidding me? Look at Cena. Wow. John Cena and AA through the table. Here's Cena.
And it broke. I remember it just broke straight off. He's like, whoops.
John Cena won it. John Cena won it. John Cena wins Money in the Bank.
Big Show had his special ladder.
John Cena now guaranteed a WWE Championship match whenever he wants it. And you know, somewhere, WWE Champion CM Punk is looking over his shoulder.
Here comes CM Punk again. In that big feud with Chris Jericho.
This contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
What a way to end Raw's 2-hour era. Next week, we go to 3 hours. But right now, it's CM Punk and Big Show in our main event here tonight, live from Las Vegas.
And you know, Cole, you can bet that CM Punk and Big Show will give a historic send-off to the 2-hour era of Raw.
We kind of skipped over the CM Punk, AJ Lee, Kane storyline, and it's a shame we didn't get to wrestle CM Punk defeating Daniel Bryan by pinfall in a no disqualification match with AJ as the referee. I remember that being really, really good. Should have been absolutely awesome on that Money in the Bank card. But now we've moved to Raw, and I think we're heading into Raw 1000 as well. CM Punk, I was going to say defending, but he's not. He's just wrestling the Big Show. Now, Paul White, AEW. No more BS. Well, I don't know the lyrics to his new song, but he's still got the well at the start.
Standing at 7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, the Big Show.
Well, Big Show is extremely upset. He believed he should have won the Money in the Bank ladder match last night, but when the handle snapped off the briefcase, John Cena had it in his hands, and he became Mr. Money in the Bank.
Well, CM Punk has his work cut out for him tonight. Big Show is one angry giant.
So some of Punk's pay-per-view matches in between the last match and this one. Defeated Del Rio and The Miz at TLC 2011 in a ladder match, 4¼ stars. Defeated Dolph Ziggler at the Royal Rumble, 3¼ stars. Won the Elimination Chamber against Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, and The Miz, 3¼ stars. Defended against Jericho at WrestleMania and Extreme Rules, 3.75 stars and 3.5 stars. Over the limit. Well, it's the Big Show.
It's the largest athlete in the world taking on the WWE Champion tonight in our main event.
And you know, if CM Punk wants to be successful, he knows he cannot go straight at the much larger Big Show.
He'll have to rely on his speed advantage, King, while mixing in a healthy dose of his patented Muay Thai offense.
Look at the agility. Forget the bathroom scales, Michael. Big Show has to be weighed on the Richter scale. Oh, the elbow connects. Last night, John Cena had to outlast 4 former WWE champions to claim the Money in the Bank briefcase, including the giant in the ring, Big Show.
And what a feat of strength we saw from Cena as he lifted Big Show onto his shoulders and delivered a crushing AA to the giant on the Spanish announce table.
Boy, and let's not forget that Cena also had to get past the surprise entrant of The Miz, who was returning from filming the Marine 3.
Ironically, it was John Cena who put that movie franchise on the map with his role as John Triton in the first ever Marine movie.
I've actually never seen any of the WWE movies, so if you have, you can comment what's your favourite one, which ones you've liked, which ones you didn't like. I've seen none of them, and if you are enjoying this video, if you click a like down the bottom, if you comment, I will comment back, and if you're enjoying it, feel free to subscribe, but no pressure, just watching the video is more than enough. I'm thinking if you're enjoying the video, you're going to do those things anyway. One really quick chill and a really long video.
King, it was just a few summers ago that these two superstars were engaged in an extremely heated rivalry.
Boy, you're right about that. That was back when Punk was the leader of the straight edge society. You know, I still wonder why in the world Punk thought it was a good idea to wear a mask.
Because it was bold.
Remember the abuse CM Punk went through last night at the no disqualification match against Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
It was a grueling and brutal matchup.
Oh, a match that involved
the weapon of mass destruction punch. It's not even his finisher.
And of course, AJ Lee serving as special guest referee.
Crossroads.
You know, last night in the WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank, Daniel Bryan focused much of his attack on the ribs of CM Punk.
We even thought at one point that CM Punk may have suffered cracked ribs.
Yeah, after witnessing the brutality in last night's WWE Championship match from ringside, I'd say it's a miracle that CM Punk is even here tonight.
Taking a while to damage Big Show moderately.
He's measuring.
Running knee. Bulldog.
Vintage Punk.
He's still not
You
ready.
know, we talk a lot about CM Punk's impressive WWE Championship reign, but let's not forget that Big Show is a former WWE Champion as well.
Anaconda Voss. I don't know why I did the Anaconda Voss.
Championship on 2 separate
I
occasions.
don't know why I did. We're just going to whip Big Show in the corner.
Triple H in November of 1999, then defeated Brock Lesnar for the gold in November of 2002.
And ironically, both wins took place at Survivor Series, the same event that CM Punk won his most recent WWE.
And that match went for 3 minutes. Big Show, not Big Show, Brock Lesnar was really injured.
The big body shots by Big Show.
Oh my gosh. Big Show just, hey, wait a minute. You can't do that.
Disqualifying ref.
Official has no choice, Ken.
Ring the bell.
Big Show here.
The winner of this match is the result of a disqualification, CM Punk.
Yeah, but Big Show doesn't care. He wants to punish the champion. He wants to destroy the champion here tonight.
The referee may have stopped this match, but he hasn't stopped the beatdown by Big Show. Hey, wait a minute,
John Cena is cashing money in the bag. Cash it in. No, he's not, but cash it in.
Briefcase. Inside a contract to cash in for the WWE title whenever he wants to.
What do you mean whenever he wants to? I think he's going to do it right now. Look how vulnerable Punk is. This is Cena's chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, my announcement.
Hey. We all know what your announcement's going to be, John. How long has it been since you've been WWE Champion?
7 months.
Well, isn't that the WWE Championship that you designed, the one with the spinner? That's your championship, John. Look, you've got a referee here now. You would be a fool not to cash that briefcase in now. You gotta do it. Look how weak he is. You will never have an easier championship victory than you will have right now.
No!
What?
CM Punk, I give you 1 week to prepare for the biggest match of your life. You have been WWE Champion for 239 days. So at Raw 1000, with both of us fresh, we will find out who the best in the world really is.
Wasn't that considerate against Rey Mysterio?
That makes everyone wonder, what was my huge announcement tonight about this briefcase? That's very simple. My huge announcement...
Look at boom! Big Show knocked off the ring right onto the floor.
But what an announcement from Cena to face CM Punk at Raw 1000.
I don't know if that's a wise decision by John Cena to give Punk that much warning.
John Cena is cashing in Money in the Bank next week.
For the WWE title.
The first time it hasn't been an ambush. The first straight singles match. John Cena lost his title to Alberto Del Rio during the triple threat match. This forced John Cena out of the title hunt for some time. And this when he feud against Laurinaitis. John Cena would get his opportunity to get back in the title hunt by being one of the superstars involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. John Cena knocked Big Show off the ladder and won the Money in the Bank briefcase. This would set a collision course for John Cena with the current WWE Champion CM Punk on the biggest night in Raw's history, Raw 1000. Here comes big match, John. It is the main event. The first 3-hour Raw. Gee, 3 hours is a lot of Raw to get through. But here he comes, hoping to be champion once more. I'm going to get the card up from Raw 1000 and check it out, because I can't remember it.
It's for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 251 pounds, John Cena.
So lots of segments on this show. John Cena was dropped at the Monday Night Raw. It is a night that changed the direction of this program and the entire WWE forever. Boy, you're right about that. I don't know where the voice of the has gone. John Cena has maybe become the most integral part of Monday Night Raw ever. Really strange. Anyway, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, and Sin Cara defeated Alberto Del Rio, Chris Jericho, and Dolph Ziggler in 4 minutes. Brodus Clay defeated Jack Swagger in 16 seconds. The Miz defeated Christian for the Intercontinental Championship in 7 minutes. Lita with Animal, Bob Buckland, Bradshaw, Diamond Dallas Page, Doink, Farouk, Rikishi, Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, Psycho Sid, and Vader defeated Heath Slater in 1:55, and John Cena faced CM Punk in 11 minutes. That was it for a 3-hour episode of wrestling. 13, 20, 25 minutes, which is not a lot. John Cena's ready. Justin Roberts has been wearing that same tie for a year and a half. This is a long entrance from Cena. No wonder this Raw had to go for 3 hours. We needed a third hour for John Cena's intro. It's like Roman Reigns at the moment. His intro goes forever. Here comes the voice of the voiceless. What else happened on this Raw 1000?
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Earlier tonight, we asked the WWE Universe to join us in a poll on Twitter to see who you would like to see The Rock face at the Royal Rumble. CM Punk, Big Show, or John Cena?
Well, the results are in. And according to you, the WWE Universe, you want The Rock to face CM Punk at the Royal Rumble in January for the WWE Championship.
So probably the biggest thing from Raw 1000 that I completely forgot. Jerry Lawler introduced Reverend Slick as the minister for the wedding of AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan. AJ revealed her yes was not for Daniel Bryan, but to be the general manager of Raw by Vince McMahon. Bryan was angry, destroyed the ring. CM Punk came out. Bryan said he was the greatest wrestler of all time. The Rock returned, insulted Daniel Bryan, and said he would get a WWE title match at the Royal Rumble against whoever was the WWE Champion at the time, which would still be CM Punk.
1000th episode of Monday Night Raw.
And I can't even begin to tell you how many huge matches we've had over the years, but this may be the biggest.
For the 53rd time in the history of Monday Night Raw, the WWE Championship is being defended here tonight.
Oh, the elbow connects.
My favorite title defense, Sheamus defending against Zack Ryder in 2009 or early 2010. I can't remember. But go look it up.
Nobody wants to give an inch in this.
Sheamus got to pick his own challenger for the WWE title.
CM
and he
Punk
picked
going
Zack
for it.
Ryder. You know it.
CM Punk going for it.
We got the full Big Fight Feel match introduction as well. Go check it out somewhere on... It'll be somewhere on YouTube. Sheamus, Zack Ryder. I don't like how they beat out the corner. I didn't want you to do
hear
that.
how his leg connected?
He does it again.
Jumping headlock
As a
takeover.
two-time Mr. Money in the Bank, CM Punk is no stranger to this type of matchup.
You're right. In fact, CM Punk is the only superstar to win back-to-back Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Definitely did.
A stiff shot with the elbow. And that's a stiff kick. Oh, the punch connects. Punk turns it around.
Punk can change the outlook of a match in an instant.
Oh, what an elbow!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Springboard onto Cena. Why am I going to the top rope? Why am I doing that? Punk's falling on the outside. What an epic match we have for the main event of Raw 1000.
Of course, Money in the Bank was first introduced to the WWE by Chris Jericho back in 2005.
And Edge went on to become the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank when he won the ladder match at WrestleMania 21.
Yeah, and he then went on to capture the WWE Championship from John Cena at New Year's Revolution.
Since that time, Rob Van Dam, CM Punk, Jack Swagger, Kane, The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, and of course John Cena have all gone on to become Mr. Money in the Bank.
Wow, that's an impressive list.
Oh, too fast. Now, the original concept for Money in the Bank was a little bit different. It was supposed to be a wishes come true ladder match.
He said in an interview with WWE.com that he will survive tonight, that he will make history.
Think about what a victory would mean for CM Punk here tonight at Raw 1000. Think about, oh man.
Rob Van Dam was supposed to win, and his wish was going to be that he was going to bring back ECW.
Whoa, he's measuring.
GTS.
And looking for the AA.
The ref's down, ref bump.
Inadvertently knocked out of the ring. Attitude adjustment to Punk.
That's it.
1,
Wait.
2,
The referee was knocked completely out of the ring. He's out on the floor.
3.
Cena had Punk down for a 3 count there. Cena should win the championship. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
Cena, you gotta look out.
The Big Show. What a runner with Cena last week, a spear.
Terrible spear from the Big Show. Why does everyone want to use a spear? Everyone wants to do the spear.
Cena almost cut in half with that spear, and now
what a KO punch! Cena's been knocked out by the Big Show.
Well, this victory's just been handed to CM Punk by the Big Show.
Yeah, but King, first he's got to get the official back in the ring. The official was knocked out of the ring. There's no referee to count the 1, 2, 3 here.
There's no other referees. They've all gone home. They've all had a shower.
If Punk can get that referee back in the ring, he could end this thing right now. Boy, there's no way he's going to be able to stand after that.
CM Punk into the cover.
Oh, what a smack. He's putting those educated feet to good use.
And
he's toast.
Trying to get under his opponent's skin with this one. And I think he's begging him to bring it.
John Cena with a nice reversal. Wow.
And the knuckles connect. Think about all the great WWE champions who've been part of the broadcast this evening. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Mick Foley, The Miz, Chris Jericho.
Hey, and don't forget about the other legends like Roddy Piper and Vader. Man, it's been an unbelievable night, Cole.
And we cap it off with a main event for the most prestigious title in the history of sports entertainment. The over 50-year-old WWE title.
I still love the pay-per-view that's called In Your House, It's Time, which was supposed to be Vader versus Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels didn't want to wrestle him anymore.
That's when we really started to see a different side of the Brahma Bull.
He was replaced by Sid. He didn't want to wrestle the Bulldog either, because Bulldog, yeah, had some pretty average matches with Shawn.
Wow, I don't know if this arena can take another impact like that.
These annex aren't going to win CM Punk any matches.
Oh, look at the emotion.
Oh, he's out of stamina. He's out of stamina for the knees.
Oh, man, is he fired up. And I think he's begging him to bring it.
Oh, no. This is never good.
Go to sleep. SDF.
He's got it locked in.
He's got him in the SPF. This could be it.
Big Show's back again.
Oh, my God, the Big Show.
Oh. What was rubbish about this is that Cena should have got the Money in the Bank briefcase back. He just lost it. For a disqualification. He should have got it back, really. But it kind of solved the problem of someone cashing in unsuccessfully. Although this was the first unsuccessful cash-in, which is a pretty rubbish way to end it, in my opinion. What the Rock is cooking. It's the Rock. It's the Rock. In his jeans.
The Rock is here. And the Rock is laying the smackdown on the Big Show.
It's Royal Rumble 2000 all over again.
Oh, the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment. And hey, watch out! Wait a minute! What is
Lariato!
What did CM Punk just do? CM Punk just dropped the rock.
Heel turn for CM Punk.
I don't get this.
I like he's not quite Pepsi tattooed.
And now, CM Punk, oh no, he's got the rock up!
Take that, Dwayne.
Oh, not a sling to the Brahma Bull! What has Punk done?
CM Punk attacks The Rock at the end of Raw 1000. CM Punk says The Rock showed him no respect and believes that he deserves respect as the WWE Champion. AJ Lee, the Raw General Manager, decides to put John Cena and CM Punk in a tag match together against Big Show and Daniel Bryan, after Daniel Bryan and John Cena got involved during a match between CM Punk and Big Show earlier in the night. It's a very wordy sentence. There's no commas. Oh, there's one comma in there. Oh, there's two commas in there. Alright, let's begin. Punk and Cena against Big Show and Daniel Bryan. Well, no more BS. It is. Oh, what? I hated him wearing that stupid hat as well. Why is he wearing that hat?
About 7-1 fall. Introducing the participants first. Standing at 7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, the Big Show.
King, a 7 feet tall and well over 400 pounds Big Show, has to be considered the most dominant superstar in this match here tonight.
Oh, I have to agree, Cole. And come this Sunday, Big Show may very well have the championship to go along with all his dominance.
Promise you'll know it's the Big Show. I was trying to find this card, which I almost have, and now I haven't. Gonna find it at the same time. Finally, Daniel Bryan.
Joining in from Aberdeen, Washington,
No.
weighing 210 pounds, Daniel Bryan.
This man, Daniel Bryan, has not been the same since AJ left him at the altar at Raw 1000.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, his former fiance, AJ, recently ordered Daniel Bryan to undergo a psychiatric evaluation.
No. The opposite of the yes chant, but it's the no chant. Like all the crowd are chanting yes. I think by the time this game had come out, it was like the yes chant and the no chant. Then the yes chant had come back out. I don't mean by this game because it's the showcase mode. But the no chant didn't last for long. The American Dragon has returned. And it's the best in the world again. It's CM Punk one more time. I'm still trying to find this actual show, and I can't find it.
And their opponents first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
CM Punk has been WWE Champion since November of last year, but despite his great success, the odds of retaining the title this Sunday at SummerSlam are not in his favor.
Well, you're right about that, because not only will he be in the ring with both Big Show and John Cena, but under triple threat rules, he doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose his title.
Alright, I found it, so I'm going to go through it as CM Punk's getting into the ring. The show opened up with Big Show versus Punk and ended as a no contest when Daniel Bryan interfered. Ryback defeated JTG in a minute 56. R-Truth defeated Heath Slater in a minute 31. Sin Cara defeated Tensai in a minute and 7 seconds. Poor Tensai, he was on the downer at this stage. Dolph Ziggler defeated Jericho in The Miz, 14 minutes. Thankfully a long match. Caitlin and Layla defeated Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres 4 minutes. We've got this tag, and for some reason the main event was Sandow defeating Christian in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Here we are over halfway in the playthrough.
His partner from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, John Cena.
He's put on 8 pounds since the first match.
WWE Champion looks to make it to an amazing 11 reigns this Sunday at SummerSlam.
Well, CM Punk has had a firm grasp on the title, but I never count John Cena out when it comes to big money matches. And this Sunday, it's as big as it gets.
John Cena's in the ring. He's looking amazing. He's got the green t-shirt, rocking the green t-shirt. He's about to head into SummerSlam 2012 along with the Big Show to challenge CM Punk, whose reign just continues on and on and on after 8 title changes the year before. There has been none so far in 2012. But The Rock will face the WWE Champion at the Royal Rumble in 2013. Whoever it may be, we'll never catch John Cena in a next man sweater. I have no idea what that means.
Of course, this match was made earlier tonight by Raw General Manager AJ Lee after Daniel Bryan interfered in the scheduled Big Show versus CM Punk matchup.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan completely lost it earlier tonight, claiming he belonged in this Sunday's WWE Championship match at SummerSlam.
And he tried to prove it by placing CM Punk in the no-lock. With Daniel Bryan's mental state being what it was, the no-lock would probably still be cinched in if it wasn't for Big Show breaking it up.
He almost took his head off with that lariat.
It was a little bit annoying.
We talked a lot about SummerSlam's WWE Championship match, but let's not forget, we also have our COO Triple H taking on Brock Lesnar this Sunday.
And in the games corner this Sunday will be his longtime friend, Shawn Michaels.
They already played this, and then Big Show wouldn't get out of the ring, and he got disqualified, so I have to play it again. So that is a little bit annoying, so we'll try and play this a little bit quicker.
Yes! Which results in Daniel Bryan chanting no at the WWE Universe every single time.
Yeah, I don't know if Daniel Bryan realizes it, but every time he screams no, the yes chants get even louder.
But I have been enjoying Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson in AEW. I was listening to Grilling JR, and he called him Daniel Bryan, and even I'm going to be struggling to call him Bryan Danielson again after so long. 10 years calling him Daniel Bryan. Some terrific stuff from Ring of Honor if you can check that out anywhere. If you find any old DVDs.
Earlier this year, Big Show nearly became Mr. Money in the Bank, but when the handle snapped in the briefcase, the contract ended up in John Cena's hands.
And of course, John Cena used his Money in the Bank contract to challenge CM Punk for the WWE Championship at Raw.
Right on the back of the skull again.
Still should
Big Show looking to become a three-time WWE Champion this Sunday at SummerSlam.
And if victorious, it would mark the first time in nearly 10 years Big Show is the WWE Champion.
Yeah, but in between that time, however, Big Show has been no stranger to championship reigns. He's been World Heavyweight Champion, ECW Champion, Intercontinental Champion, US Champion, Tag Team Champion. Woo, you name it, he's been the champion of it.
John Cena and CM Punk need to utilize their speed advantage if they're going to continue to be successful here tonight.
No, don't tag Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
No.
You're not going to match strength with the world's largest athlete.
However, we have seen John Cena hit
At least he got out of the ring this time. That's what happened last match, and he just got stuck in the ring.
One of the most amazing feats of strength I've ever witnessed.
Oh, a lot of success is in that ring right now, Cole. All 4 men in this matchup are former World Heavyweight Champions.
If I can grapple Big Show on the outside, is that going to
Daniel
count?
Bryan, who lost the championship to Sheamus in just 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28.
Broken up.
That was a grapple.
And that could have been bad.
Maybe you have to grapple him as the legal man.
No, broken up by their partner.
And he's forced back in the ring. What an impressive combination of moves. Now back to the ring.
Daniel Bryan digging down deep, and he's toast. Looks like somebody wants back in this match. He hits a sweet combination. Oh no!
We'll just keep damaging Daniel Bryan, and hopefully he'll tag out. Although the belly bump.
Tonight's Monday Night Raw emanating from a frenzied Dallas, Texas. This crowd is electric.
So much sports entertainment history has happened in this great city. Most of it just south of downtown in the famous Sportatorium.
And of course, Hall of
OPWO,
Famers,
whatever that promotion
played a
was.
large role in putting Dallas wrestling on the map. I'll never forget beating Kerry Von Erich for the Texas Heavyweight Championship in December of 1989 in this very city.
Well, no doubt, the Von Erich's WCCW promotion gave us some of the greatest competitors of its
Grapple
time,
Big Show.
like the Fabulous Freebirds, Bruiser Road.
There we go.
Look at this.
Well, Punk really taking it to the Big Show here.
Whoa!
Hey, wait a minute, Big Show with a big slam.
With a slam jam.
Hey, Daniel Bryan just tagged himself in.
Big Show is hot. He was about to finish Punk off. And wait a minute. Is Big Show leaving?
Oh, I guess he says that Daniel Bryan wants to do it on his own. He
No.
can.
Big Show just standing over here watching as Daniel Bryan delivers those kicks to the chest of CM Punk. Missed it.
Oh my God!
Both CM Punk and Daniel Bryan down, and Cena just chomping at the bit, waiting for a tag.
Get up, CM Punk.
Look at this. CM Punk, ooh, the running bulldog, and that may do it.
Cena wants in. Critical moment here for Punk and Bryan.
Oh, look at Punk saying, oh, now you want in, huh? Punk's not tagging.
And a shoulder tackle.
He's doing the 5 moves of doom. Shoulder tackle.
Who does that look like, King?
Back to clothesline. Blue Thunder
Is
Bomb.
CM Punk actually mocking John Cena here? Look at this.
You can't see me.
Oh, my goodness. You can't punk me. Uh-oh.
Oh, Cena made a tag.
And now Cena.
Oh, and the high running knee. Followed up by the Bulldog.
And now John Cena mocking CM Punk. Punk saying, okay, go ahead. Take care of business yourself. I'll take my ball and go, or I'll take my championship and go home.
Steve Austin reference. Love the dude with the Cena cap on there in the front row.
Now
People with kind of trilby hats on there.
ring, Daniel Bryan and John Cena square
That's it works.
And did you hear the impact on that kick? What a move. There's a cover.
Booker keeping.
And it's over. I knew I needed to say that AA for something. Cena has won with a Lux and Daniel Bryan on Raw attire. The no attire.
Here are your winners, the team of CM Punk and John Cena.
But it is a team victory for John Cena and CM Punk.
Oh, Big Show saying, I told you so. And John Cena does it alone after CM Punk takes a walk.
Hey, wait a minute. Big Show in the ring after Cena, and look out!
Oh, blasting Big Show with the title.
It's another SummerSlam showdown between Punk and Cena. This time the Big Show's involved though.
Well, CM Punk wanting and offering to shake hands with John Cena, but Cena wouldn't shake.
During Raw 1000, Big Show cost John Cena the WWE title when he attacked John Cena during the championship match. AJ Lee put CM Punk in a triple threat match against John Cena and Big Show at SummerSlam. Here's both match John back again. SummerSlam 2012. CM Punk versus John Cena and the Big Show, 2 3/4 stars.
This is a triple threat match for the WWE Championship.
Feel great.
Introducing the challengers first. From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 241 pounds, John Cena.
This matchup is about respect in CM Punk's mind. And in an exclusive interview on WWE's YouTube channel, John Cena said, quote, "I wear respect as a badge of honor. CM Punk will find out what respect means here tonight."
Yeah, and he not only wears it as a badge of honor, he wears it on every one of his t-shirts, too.
Is John Cena ready for yet another title opportunity at SummerSlam? He was co-champ last year with CM Punk. Will he be champion again? We had Antonio Cesaro defeating Santino Marella in the pre-show to become the United States champion. Chris Jericho defeated Dolph Ziggler in the opener. That was a great opener, I remember. Daniel Bryan defeated Kane. In another good match, Miz defeated Rey Mysterio to retain the IC title. It's a big bad show tonight. Get that stupid hat on.
7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, the Big Show.
During the SummerSlam pre-show, Big Show said there's only one threat in this triple threat match, and that's him.
Well, he may be right. Big Show has been on a mission for months. And remember, in one night a couple of weeks ago, he knocked out both John Cena and CM Punk.
The next match had Sheamus retaining the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio, and they had some good matches. And Sheamus had a really good match with the Big Show on one of these pay-per-views as well. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, remember that team retained their tag titles against the prime time players, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Then this match, and then the main event was Brock Lesnar defeating Triple H by submission. And then he broke someone's arm. Was it Triple H's or was it Shawn Michaels' arm? I can't remember. Here he is, the best in the world, continuing his epic WWE Championship reign. And has an awesome pink attire.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Today marks the 274th day of CM Punk's title reign. If he lasts one more week, he'll pass the likes of John Cena, JBL, and Yokozuna.
Yeah, that's very impressive, Cole. But the key words for your statement were, if he lasts one more week.
Of personality. The epic reign absolutely continues. We are into match number 12 of 19, so we've still got about a third of this storyline to go. Hustle, loyalty, disrespect. You can check out other videos on my channel. Lots of Royal Rumble videos. Pretty much every pay-per-view, every wrestling game, from Just Bring It through to 2K15, except for Shut Your Mouth, because I got the disc stuck in an old PlayStation.
Here we go, triple threat matchup. The first man to gain a pinfall or submission will be the WWE Champion.
And remember, the champ doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose his title.
Recently rebought Shut Your Mouth, so we'll have to play it again soon. I'm still working my way through the showcase modes. Punk, Cena, Big Show.
CM Punk likes to hang his hat on the fact that he beat John Cena at this very event with the title on the line last year.
Yeah, but this is a completely different atmosphere here tonight with Big Show involved.
For many, Big Show is the favorite here tonight under triple threat rules, where the first man to gain a pinfall or submission will be the champion.
Well, he was able to reverse it, get out of that. Oh, what's CM Punk going to do with this? Look at CM Punk here.
The WWE Championship reign by CM Punk is currently the 13th longest in history.
And that's quite impressive, especially considering there's been a total of 110 WWE Championship reigns.
And of course, the longest reign belongs to Bruno Sammartino, who held the title an amazing 2,803 days in the 1960s and early 70s.
Oh my gosh. And Sammartino's second reign is nothing to sneeze at either. 1,237 days. Wow. Hey, wait a minute. What's he doing here?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get as long as any of those reigns. Although I really think they missed a bit of a trick having Walter not get over the 1,000-day mark. He did hold the NXT UK Championship for, I believe, over 800 days, and even though I do like Ilya Dragunov, I think it was a real chance to have someone hold a title for like 3 or 4 years and just be completely undefeatable, except for that time he got eliminated at Survivor Series in like 3 minutes. I think from Samoa Joe, he got rolled up, which was rubbish.
Daniel Bryan in tag team action.
Yeah, given what they've been through, I'd say John Cena and CM Punk are among the least likely duos in WWE history. You oftentimes see some unlikely alliances form in triple threat matches.
Well, I think John Cena and CM Punk will undoubtedly have to join forces in order to topple the giant Big Show.
Well, given the game of one-upsmanship John Cena and CM Punk played with each other last week on Raw, I'd be surprised to see a strong union here.
Springboard clothesline.
CM Punk, he's man. Caught. He's caught.
And with one arm.
Oh, man.
It's always a really cool
Punk
spot.
over the top rope and out on the floor, and now the Big Show is going after John Cena.
King, I cannot get over how dominant the Big Show has been here tonight.
Just literally manhandling everyone in sight. No, a big head cut. Cena is down. Big Show just doing, whoa! Caught again! Oh, man!
Punk came through the ropes and Big Show caught him.
Is there no stopping this giant?
Maybe up to the referee to stop this. Extra slow getting back to his base here.
He saw that one coming.
Oh, man! Oh, a reversal. Oh, and the reversal by John Cena. These no DQ matches are so dangerous.
It is a no DQ match.
And
essentially every triple threat is a no DQ match.
CM Punk says he let people disrespect him in the past, but claims he won't allow it anymore.
Yeah, he even came out here a couple of weeks ago and got in my face. I mean, I didn't mean to show any disrespect for CM Punk. He's the WWE Champion. You have to respect the championship.
Another superstar that commands respect, John Cena. Whether you love him or hate him, you have to admire his tireless work ethic and success in the ring.
I actually don't want my signature to go up too high.
Can you believe this is the 25th
I need to hit Big Show with a running knee.
of SummerSlam?
Out the way, John Cena.
The 4th straight year it's been held right here in Hollywood, beautiful Los Angeles.
Somehow each year it gets bigger and bigger.
Running Bulldog clothesline.
Big Show still just so strong, but hey,
Cena leg drop.
Leg drop to the back of the neck. Big Show's down. Can Cena and Punk take advantage.
That'll slow the Big Show down. And hey, look at this.
Oh my God. The
And
Anaconda Vice, and now look at Cena. Cena with the STF.
Two submission holds locked on Big Show at the same time, and he's tapping.
Big Show's tapping out. But who wins?
Big Show should just be eliminated.
Lost, but to who?
There's no way, King, that you can figure out which submission hold made Big Show tap out.
I don't remember this at all.
Cena thinks he's won this. I heard a bell.
So does Punk.
Hey, here's what happened. I heard a bell.
Here comes AJ.
Oh, there's our general manager, AJ.
It's Mrs. Punk. Haven't heard this music in a long time.
A critical decision here for the general manager.
In the middle of the match.
Whose side will she take?
She tapped out. Do the right thing. I think there is a right thing. I heard a bell. I know you two got something going on. Listen to them. Listen to them. Let them decide. Let them decide. You want to have a tweet about it? Let them decide. Listen to them.
Restart the match.
What?
Whoa! Great decision.
Is it a great decision? Oh, it is as far as Big Show's concerned.
Oh!
Double choke slam. Punk didn't jump. Punk didn't jump.
He got it. And he kicks out.
Oh my goodness. I thought Big Show had him. Big Show's had time to recuperate. This changes everything.
I've got no finisher left. All I need to do is pin.
Finding a
I think I just need to pin Big Show though. I don't
currently.
think I need to hit him with the GTS.
Great reversal.
Oh, the reversal by John Cena.
Oh, a serious knockout blow. What's going to happen now?
Look at the eyes. Big Show just missed his chance to take care of business there.
You know, CM Punk has been so concerned about respect as of late. But judging from the response from the WWE Universe, there's a cover.
Oh, one. He was going to win.
And he gets back in the ring.
You know, there are times when I question AJ Lee's sanity. But making this triple threat match was a stroke of genius.
I got to agree, Ken. AJ Lee, who became Raw General Manager at the restored 1000th episode of Raw, has really gained credibility by making this match here tonight.
Yeah, but and then she loses some of that credibility when you think about what else she did at Raw 1000. She left Daniel Bryan at the altar.
He's got it locked in. This could do it. And down goes Cena.
We've seen enough.
These no DQ matches are so dangerous. Oh,
King, did you see that?
Oh, man, it doesn't get much closer than that. Oh, mama.
What kind of devastation will we see now?
The steel chair shots continue.
Oh, my. Get the medics down here.
I don't think that chair is going to be good for much after this match.
How much damage did we got to cover?
2, 3.
Punk retains after a steel chair shot.
The championship reign continues.
And John Cena did the work, but CM Punk did what he had to do under triple threat rules to retain the title.
We unlock Big Show's army attire.
Did CM Punk do what he set out to do? Did he teach everybody about respect here tonight?
Well, I can't speak for the WWE Universe, but I don't think he earned the respect of John Cena. Though he did do the most important thing. He retained the WWE title.
CM Punk is still the WWE Champion. As we don't finish SummerSlam because this wasn't even the main event, we've still got Brock Lesnar and Triple H.
What are you doing? Hey, you can't leave, okay? You have a match.
I can't leave?
No!
Check my contract. I got personal days. Today's one of them.
Punk is a guy who says he's a man of the people, says he's the voice of the voiceless, but all he's been lately is an insecure dude that constantly has to tell you how good that he is.
I am the WWE Champion, and I've been the WWE Champion longer than you ever have been.
We are back live on Monday Night Raw. Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. Falls count anywhere.
Hey! CM Punk's back! What happened to his personal day?
As if Punk's actions hadn't been heinous enough, look at who he leads with.
Paul Heyman.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And I'm here tonight to pay homage to a man of such extraordinary character.
Show me respect!
That he proudly and publicly pontificates himself to be a Paul Heyman guy.
You've been really, really loud these past weeks.
I am the best wrestler. I am the best talker. But I say it because I am it.
You don't even know who CM Punk is. You think because you have this, you are justified respect. No, the reason you have that and have kept it is by any means necessary, and that does not define a champion in my eyes. You are in serious jeopardy the Night of Champions of losing this.
Excellent facial hair. Here we are at Night of Champions 2012. CM Punk retaining against John Cena, 4¼ stars. He is now a Paul Heyman guy and is wearing a hoodie to the ring. Let's see what else was on this card in a minute. that he is the best in the world. It's clobbering time. So here he is, CM Punk.
No explanation from Paul Heyman as to what his relationship is with CM Punk.
Yeah, but we do know that CM Punk is tired of all the attention in the WWE allegedly going to John Cena and The Rock, or Brock Lesnar and Triple H.
So we had Zack Ryder. It was kind of on the pre-show, but if I remember correctly, it started on the pre-show, and the pay-per-view kicked off halfway through the match, and Zack Ryder won a Battle Royal to be the #1 contender for the US title. The Miz defeated Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara in a Fatal 4 match to retain the IC title. I remember that being a pretty good match. Daniel Bryan and Kane, Team Hell No. Should have been Team Friendship, but the WWE Universe were meant to vote for Team Friendship, but they didn't. They voted for Team Hell No. And they defeated Kofi Kingston and R-Truth by pinfall to win the tag team titles. Antonio Cesaro retained the US title against Zack Ryder. That's back when Antonio Cesaro had Aksana with him, which I don't remember at all. Randy Orton then defeated Dolph Ziggler in a singles match, 18 minutes and 24 seconds, second longest match on the show. Eve Torres defeated Layla by pinfall to win the Divas title, and Sheamus defeated Alberto Del Rio in a singles match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And for some reason, David Otunga was with Alberto Del Rio. Again, something I do not remember. This match, as I said before, rated very highly in the star ratings, 4.25 stars. We've just had SummerSlam, so there's been no other matches between them. But it was his highest rated match of the year?
Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena
4.5 stars against Daniel Bryan.
combined days as WWE Champion in history.
Yeah, and tonight, in front of his hometown crowd in Boston, Cena tries to extend that number.
John Cena's ready to go to work, and once again he's still wearing the green shirt. He hasn't changed his shirt. But here we are on Night of Champions, which for some reason featured mostly title matches, just not Randy and Dolph Ziggler. But at least it wasn't main evented by a non-title match like the previous year. If you want to check out some other good Road to WrestleManias, check out Sheamus' Villain Story. That is awesome. Plus I did play WWF SmackDown Just Bring It with every single wrestler. Go dig deep in the channel to check that out.
This contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 251 pounds, John Cena. And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
The WWE title is nearly 50 years old. It went into effect in April 1963 with Buddy Rogers as the first champion.
Yeah, and only the greatest along the way have held the title, including names like Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Bob Backlund, superstar Billy Graham, and of course, John Cena.
CM Punk, a three-time world champion, two-time WWE champion, intercontinental champion, tag team champion, two-time Money in the Bank winner, and superstar of the year.
And of course, John Cena, a record 10-time WWE champion, two-time world champion, three-time United States champion, four-time tag team champion. He's won the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and he's a two-time superstar of the year.
It's a big fight atmosphere here tonight in Cena's hometown of Boston.
Working over CM Punk. He's kind of got a baseball-themed attire.
John Cena has been rather successful over the years in his hometown of Boston. He beat Chris Jericho for the World Championship here at Survivor Series 2008. He also beat Booker T in a match in 2007.
And Boston has had a great sports tradition. And John Cena ranks right up there with all the great sports stars. The Bobby Orrs, the Splendid Splinters, the Wade Boggs.
But let's not forget, John Cena also had some downtimes here in Boston. This is where he lost the United States Championship back in 2004.
Yes, the city has indeed hosted some
Was that to
historic moments over the years.
Carlito?
WrestleMania 14 immediately comes to mind.
Or maybe it was to... No, Atlanta Jordan was a bit later, wasn't it? Maybe it was the time he lost to Orlando Jordan. Oh, dangerous suplex into the ropes.
John Cena with the offense. No, not again. Oh,
And he's in a world of trouble here.
CM Punk cannot match strength with John Cena. I don't know how anybody could. He has to continue to use his head if he's going to get ahead of John Cena.
There's no doubt CM Punk is a great technical wrestler, and of course he claims to be the best in the world.
Well, he's held the title for 300 straight days, Cole.
Oh my!
Perform the attitude adjustment.
Remember back to the Money in the Bank. Here's Cena. Cena going for the AA. Going for the AA here.
Oh, but look out. CM Punk has the ropes in. What's he going to do here? Whoa, look out, Punk. Oh, out on the floor hard.
And now the key is, what does Cena do? The referee has begun the count on CM Punk. John Cena. Uh-oh. Cena. Cena's not going to do this.
Incoming.
Tope El Suicida.
Cena launches himself through the ropes.
Tope El Suicida.
Yeah, Punk.
I can't believe I didn't say that the first time.
Whoa, wait a minute. Look at Cena. Yeah, Heyman, you can't see me.
Let's get rid of the laptop. It's taking forever. Punk's just waiting there.
3.
No! Oh, and he goes face first off the table.
And it looks like we could be heading back into the ring. Going all the way up.
Drop kick off the top.
He took too much time, and boy, did he pay the price.
Critically damaged Punk. I remember this being a fantastic match. I saw this at a movie theater as well. I think it was probably about the last time they showed them at the movie theater until Royal Rumble 2020. That was just a one-off. I always think it's really cool.
WWE Universe here tonight, as they always are in matches with the polarizing John Cena.
CM Punk has called Boston's John Cena overrated, overhyped, and overstated. Punk claims he's better than Austin, and Cena may now be moments away from victory.
Another AA. Although I think they showed Royal Rumble because it was during the school holidays in Australia, so more people could go. Oh no!
Look at this.
There it is.
Look.
Punk's down. He's up.
Punk's
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Punk.
1,
That's
2.
Gonna put Cena away. Cena kicks out. What? How did John Cena kick out of that? A picture perfect GTS delivered by that man CM Punk, and somehow Cena survives. Look at Punk. Is he praying? Is he looking for some kind of divine intervention?
He can't believe it, Kane. Neither can I.
Boy, CM Punk is frustrated. He can't wait for Cena to get back to his feet. He wants to finish Cena off again. Here we go.
Rock bottom.
The rock bottom. The rock bottom from Punk to Cena. And now Cena kicks out.
It's time, says the Walrus.
It's been time for Punk to finish off Cena, but it just hasn't happened.
And when Curtis Axel was a Paul Heyman guy, nobody else does. I think Cesaro was at one time as well. But I'm not so sure on that one. I definitely remember... Oh, hold on, I'm Cena. I thought I was Punk then for a second.
Oh, and the reversal by John Cena.
Grapple Punk in the corner. I know where this is going. I won't spoil it for you.
Oh, look at this.
It's the end, though. It is the end. Going for a German suplex out of the corner.
Absolutely incredible match.
What's Cena got in mind here? Placing Punk up on that top rope. Oh, but no, Punk fighting back.
It has been so even since the beginning. Back and forth we go.
Hey,
now
wait a minute.
Cena. Oh, man.
Bridge.
Superplex. Shoulders down. He got him. Cena got him.
Cena wins. Wink, wink, wink. Cena wins.
Here is your winner and new WWE Champion, John Cena.
A big suplex off that top rope. Punk landing right on the back of his head, and look at this. And listen to this crowd.
You know when someone doesn't win with their regular finisher, there are shenanigans. The ref saying no. The ref is saying no. He's given the title to CM Punk. What a finish.
What is the referee doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, both competitors' shoulders were on the mat for a count of 3. This match
is a draw.
Therefore, still your WWE Champion,
CM Punk.
You gotta be kidding me. What?
Punk is still the champion.
Competitors' shoulders were down for a count of 3. Oh!
What a match. What a finish. I like that finish. It's a creative way to get out of Cena losing. And Punk can still retain as he's now a heel.
I can't believe this. CM Punk, after a draw, is still the champion.
He is still the champion.
Some men hunger for change.
CM Punk is WWE Champion! This is the new face of the WWE.
CM Punk stole the voice of the WWE.
Some men hunger for glory.
This title is where it belongs.
And the fact that I gotta sit on the bench for a little while, quite frankly, it sucks.
Some men hunger for respect.
I command respect.
Enough! I would like nothing more than to go to
It's
Hell in a
supposed to be
Cell
Cena Punk, Hell in a Cell.
against you for the WWE Championship. And then I look at Ryback. All he cares about is kicking somebody's ass. CM Punk, you need to get your ass whipped. Feed me more. Feed me more.
Oh, they jumped the shark with Ryback here way too soon.
But some men hunger for more.
After this pay-per-view, he can win a pay-per-view match for about 9 months after this as well.
CM Punk will defend the WWE Championship inside Hell in the Cell against
Ryback.
Oh man! Ryback has shell-shocked the WWE Champion!
Hell in a Cell, the undefeated challenger versus the defiant champion.
And they didn't like working with each other very much. It's Hell in a Cell, and most people forget, Ryback and CM Punk actually had 2 Hell in a Cell matches. They had a match the following year where it was CM Punk and Paul Heyman versus Ryback. Most people forget that match, but it is CM Punk against WWE jumping the shark with Ryback in the main event after John Cena got injured. But let's go through the card. Randy Orton defeated Alberto Del Rio in the opener. Solid contest. A team I'd completely forgotten about.
WWE Champion CM Punk has held the championship 343 days, the 10th longest streak in history.
Yeah, but you know, there are rumors swirling here tonight that CM Punk is scared to get into the cell with a Ryback, despite the fact that he promised to walk out as WWE Champion.
The Team Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, defeating Team Hell No of Daniel Bryan and Kane by disqualification, so Team Hell No retained the tag team titles. Kofi Kingston defeated The Miz, they've wrestled each other a lot, to retain the IC title. Antonio Cesaro defeated Justin Gabriel to retain the US title. Poor Justin Gabriel with no momentum going. And Ray and Sin Cara, remember when they were going to be an amazing team? The original Sin Cara defeated the Primetime Players. A Big Show defeated Sheamus to win the World Heavyweight Championship. 20 minutes, 26 seconds. I remember that being a really good match. I think Sheamus went for a bro kick and Big Show just punched him in the face. Eve Torres retained against Caitlyn and Layla in a triple threat for the Divas title. And here we are in the main event. Punk, Ryback, Hell in a Cell, with Brad Maddox as the special guest referee. Actually, he wasn't the special guest ref, they just stuck him in there unannounced. First appearance in this game of Ryback. A great match, a couple of really good matches with Kalisto that you should check out. So divides opinion, Ryback. He's looking angry. He is looking very angry indeed.
This is Ryback's first championship match and his first Hell in a Cell match. Is there pressure?
Of course there's pressure, but there's also precedent. Triple H had a huge victory in his first Hell in a Cell match, as did Shawn Michaels against The Undertaker, albeit controversial. Batista is another one.
Is Ryback currently undefeated? Ryan Reeves.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship and will be contested inside Hell in a Cell. Introducing first from Sin City, weighing 291 pounds, Ryback. And his opponent, being accompanied by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
The rules of a Hell in a Cell match. You can only win by pinfall or submission. The fall can take place anywhere. This is the 26th Hell in a Cell match, and the first since perhaps the greatest one ever at WrestleMania this past year between Triple H and Undertaker.
That is CM Punk's lowest rated match since wrestling the Big Show at Night of Champions 2010 when he got a 1-star match. This was 1.5 stars.
Yeah, Tim White, the referee, never came back from simply refereeing a Hell in a Cell match. That's how dangerous this structure is.
Throughout his run as Champion King, CM Punk has won every match imaginable, but he's never won inside Hell in a Cell.
And Ryback has all the momentum here.
Ryback is stiff. There's Brad Maddox, the referee.
The first time a championship changed hands inside Hell in a Cell was back in October of 2009.
And ironically, it was CM Punk who lost his title that night to Undertaker. Punk hoping history doesn't repeat itself here tonight.
Showing no mercy.
Yeah, remember Undertaker squashing CM Punk.
Out of trouble there. Another sneaky move.
I think because CM Punk contested the dress policy.
One way of getting out of trouble.
I don't know, with him against the cage.
What a week it's been for Ryback. Back on Monday, he defeated former WWE Champion The Miz
Doesn't seem to do anything out here
and
except
on main event on
rake
Wednesday,
eyes.
he beat former
This
world
could
champion
be
Dolph Ziggler.
a quick match of raking eyes.
CM Punk as we went off the air on Monday night.
Yeah, but Ryback has never been in a cage match, and he's certainly never been in Hell in a Cell. That's it. He's done.
King, you mentioned earlier that there were rumors swirling about CM Punk being scared to get into the cell with Ryback. Do you believe CM Punk is scared?
Well, 343 days as champion says you're not scared of anything. I'm willing to bet that CM Punk learned a lot in his first Hell in a Cell match against Undertaker in 2009. That might give him some confidence.
On the outside to the cell.
I don't see any confidence in CM Punk. We've already seen Paul Heyman earlier tonight lobbying on Punk's behalf to get this match canceled. It seems to me that Punk is very anxious.
Oh, man. Ryback's got Punk up. Going for shell shock. Wait a minute.
Low blow from Brad Maddox. Roll up by Punk. Fast count, fast count, fast count.
Look at this. And look now, a quick count.
Punk retains, Punk retains.
I can't believe what I just saw.
Open the door, open the door, open the door. Here comes Ryback.
Ryback had this match won. Oh, boy. And now Ryback is after Punk. And sending Punk into the cage.
And do you blame him? That crooked referee, Brad Maddox, just cost Ryback the title.
But Brad Maddox, I'm afraid, is going to get his. Payback is hell, Maddox.
Waiting for the meat hook clothesline. Feed me more.
Oh, man, the meat hook. Okay, Brad Maddox is going to pay.
You're gonna pay, you're gonna pay.
You can't figure out what Brad Maddox was thinking. Well, he won't be thinking after this.
It's a huge press slam into the Hell in a Cell.
Look out!
Oh, man, into the cage wall and down to the floor. Maddox is history.
Man, you can't blame Ryback for acting this way.
Oh, Ryback is furious.
And now look at Heyman running away. And Ryback's not through yet.
There you go, Punk.
And Punk trying to escape.
He's trying to escape up the top of the Hell in a Cell.
There's CM Punk climbing that 20-foot tall cage, trying to get to safety. Is Ryback going to follow Punk?
You just need to give him a shell shock on the top of the Hell in a Cell.
Punk displaying some of that tremendous ego.
Reversal.
Normal lights are blacks.
Great strategy being shown by CM Punk here.
Ryback's got no stamina left.
And he reversed it. Good move there.
No stamina again. The stamina comes back to bite me all the time. Back stunner.
This match has taken so much out of
He
this
ruins the
guy.
momentum sometimes.
He's not going to give up.
Should have given me a full stamina meter.
Physical. We know what
Here we
this
go,
is.
shell shocked.
Ryback scores with a Ryback hit a shell shock on the top of the cell.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look who is still standing and still hungry.
In the peak of Ryback's
Can you
career.
believe this, King? It has been bedlam at Hell in the Cell.
Brad Maddox cost Ryback the title at Hell in a Cell. The next night on Raw, Brad says that CM Punk did not tell him to attack Ryback. Vince McMahon doesn't believe that CM Punk had nothing to do with Brad Maddox costing Ryback the title at Hell in a Cell, so Vince sets up a triple threat match for the WWE Championship at Survivor Series. The champion CM Punk versus the man who he cheated out of the title, Ryback, and the man who gave up his spot, John Cena. CM Punk is put into a non-title match against John Cena just 6 nights before the triple threat match at Survivor Series. Those are some wordy text boxes and very hard to read. It's Punk and Cena again, November 12th, Raw 2012. Let's check out the card if we can. November 12th,
This contest is set for one fall,
2012.
being accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
King, CM Punk is a lot of hot air, but one thing he's factual about, he's held the WWE Championship 350 days.
Well, that's true. But will it continue come Sunday at Survivor Series?
The cult of personality. So this match had Randy Orton defeating Dolph Ziggler in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This is the Raw from the 12th of November 2012. They're weird numbers. 12, 11, 12 or 11, 12, 12 if you're American. Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler defeated Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston. 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Big Show defeated William Regal in 1 minute 38. Caitlyn defeated Layla 1 minute 15. Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd defeated Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, Epical and Primo 10 minutes and 1 second. R-Truth defeated Tensai 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Which again, poor Tensai. Ryback defeated Brad Maddox 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Sheamus defeated David Otunga 2 minutes 23 seconds. Kane and The Miz defeated Team Road Scholars of Cody Rhodes and Brandon Sandow 5 minutes 39 seconds. And this match, John Cena versus CM Punk. Special Enforcer Mick Foley. Makes 3. I'm the cult of personality. His big match, John, he's back from his shoulder injury. He is back once again. Guess who's back? Back again. Cena's back. Still in his green shirt.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 250
lucky.
John Cena.
John Cena hopes to set a record of his own come Sunday night. If John Cena can win the triple threat match for the WWE title, he will have a record 11 reigns as WWE Champion.
Yeah, now there's a number CM Punk can stick in his bra. That would be amazing.
This is match 15 of 19 as well. So it is quite a long showcase mode. Being Triple H, Shawn Michaels mode is a lot shorter. This one is quite long indeed. Not as long as a couple of the SmackDown versus Raws as well, though. They're actually quite long. The one with Jeff Hardy, that was nearly 8 hours long, so that was probably the longest. And 2K14 was 8 hours over the
Here on Monday Night Raw,
47 matches.
CM Punk, the WWE Champion, versus 10-time WWE Champion John Cena.
And we're just 6 nights away from CM Punk, John Cena, and Ryback clashing in a triple threat match at Survivor Series. No, not again. And there he goes, crashing to the floor.
Oh, Paul Heyman, boo, that's a disqualification.
With the WWE Championship firmly in his grasp. And of course, Heyman is no stranger to representing WWE champions.
You know, that's right, King. In fact, Heyman became the first man to manage 3 WWE champions in a row when he guided Brock Lesnar, Big Show, and Kurt Angle to the gold in 2002.
And of course, Heyman saw many of his former ECW wrestlers go on to later become WWE champions. Eddie Guerrero, Mick Foley, and Rob Van Dam come to mind.
And following Van Dam's championship victory over John Cena in 2006, Heyman presented him with the ECW championship as well, making RVD the first person ever to simultaneously.
And it's imperative he gets back in the ring right now.
Just a minute now, Roman Reigns as a champion. And Universal Champion nearly 400 days as of recording, probably well over 400 days now. I don't see him losing the championship anytime soon, at least before WrestleMania.
There's a disadvantage. CM Punk could lose the title and not even be involved in the decision.
You know, it's every man for himself, and the X factor in all this is the monster, the beast Ryback. He's had only one blemish on his record, and that was because of the actions of rogue referee Brad Maddox.
And Brad Maddox certainly paid for it. How impressive was it when Ryback just massacred Maddox earlier tonight? The intensity. Yeah, what a move!
This has been some rivalry. Who will ever forget July 2011? Money in the Bank in Punk's hometown of Chicago. Punk beats John Cena for the WWE title and walked out of WWE, holding the company hostage. It was a night that changed WWE forever.
And I have to admit, I thought that night Punk was making a huge mistake. But look at him now. He's been WWE Champion for nearly a year.
And we thought that night that CM Punk was doing it as the voice of the voiceless. But we would later find out that Punk was doing it for himself.
STF.
Well, as has been...
And look at Cena. Cena's got Punk in the STF, and the champ's in trouble.
Oh, in trouble big time. This may be it. He may have to tap here, but wait, he's struggling, trying to get to the ropes.
And Punk crawling to the ropes and makes it, and it's going to force the break. CM Punk made it to the ropes. We thought Cena had him beaten.
CM Punk on the outside. He's hurt. He may have had enough of John Cena.
CM Punk crawling away from the ring, and
look at this. I think CM Punk wants to leave.
Yeah, I don't think Punk wants anything to do with Cena, but look at this.
Uh-oh.
He's got nowhere to go. The roadblock, that's Ryback.
And now Punk trying to climb that wall, but Cena's got him and back into the ring. Well, CM Punk tried his best to leave this match, to get the heck out of here. But the roadblock, Ryback, stood in his way. John Cena's got CM Punk back in the ring now, and the match continues. Luther's press. John Cena with the offense.
Could be about to open Punk right open. Here's the next snap.
Great offense by John Cena. This match has taken so much out of this guy. He's not going to give up.
You can't
but man,
see me.
This has been physical.
5-knuckle shuffle. Playing mind games.
Yeah, a little intimidation there.
Let me hit the charged finisher. The charged finisher
Look at
helps.
this. He's just barely moving.
Give you some extra
I'm not
stamina.
sure he can get back to his feet. Oh my, look at this. Incredible move by John Cena. Shoulders
1,
down.
2, 3. John Cena's victorious.
John Cena's pinned the champion.
Oh my gosh.
Cena's pinned the champion. And if that happens Sunday, we're going to crown a new champ.
John Cena has done what CM Punk tried to tell the world was impossible.
Yeah, but let's not forget that man.
Yeah, Ryback is thinking if anyone's going to beat CM Punk, it's going to be him. But no, look at this.
Triple threat rules come Sunday.
Doing the Great Khali title upside down.
Punk's title reign's in deep trouble.
Ryback loses his chance at the title at Hell in a Cell, but Vince puts him in the triple threat match for the WWE title at Survivor Series. CM Punk tries to walk out during a match with John Cena, but Ryback comes out to cost him the match. The odds seem stacked against CM Punk as he has to defend his WWE Championship against the Monster Ryback and Mr. Hustle, Loyalty and Respect, John Cena, at Survivor Series. Welcome to Survivor Series 2012. What a stacked card we have for you. First off, let's check the star rating from this match. Punk versus Cena versus Ryback, 3 stars.
For the WWE Championship.
Feels great.
Introducing the first challenger.
It's time to go to work.
Weighing 251 pounds, John Cena.
John Cena claims he's ready to go tonight by beating the WWE Champion CM Punk Monday on Raw. Cena says he's ready to claim what is his tonight. It would be his 11th reign as WWE Champion.
Yeah, and John Cena is 7-0 at Survivor Series. It's the second longest streak in pay-per-view, second only to The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
So on this show we had, in the dark match, the 3-man band of Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre was managing, defeated Team Cobra, Santino Marella and Zack Ryder. And I'll save this first 5-on-5 Survivor Series match because it'll take me a while to get through. There were 2 Survivor Series matches on this card. I like it when there's more than one.
Accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois. Weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks day number 364
It's
that CM Punk has been
time.
WWE Champion. He's currently tied with Hulk Hogan for the 8th longest reign in WWE history.
And how can you possibly underestimate a record like that? CM Punk is just one day away from making it 1 full year.
He could possibly lose. So we had Brodus Clay, Justin Gabriel, Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara and Tyson Kidd with Cameron and Naomi defeating the primetime players of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, Primo, Epico and Tensai with Rosa Mendez in 18 minutes and 27 seconds. Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd all survive. Eve Torres defeated Caitlyn to retain the Divas title. Also, I used to hate when they'd say, your sole survivors are Rey, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd. No, you're only a sole survivor if you're the only survivor on your team. They would say, the sole survivors. It's singular, not plural. Singular, singular. Anyway, Cesaro defeated R-Truth, 6 minutes 57 seconds to retain the US title. Sheamus defeated Big Show, but by DQ. So Big Show retained the World Heavyweight title. And I'll go through the second Survivor Series tag next. I like Punk's black attire though, and black hoodie. Personality. The champ should always come out last, but feed me more. Here comes Ryback. The last time he'd main event a pay-per-view.
Wake up.
And the challenger from Sin City, weighing 291 pounds, Ryback.
Ryback says that revenge is a confession of pain. All he wants to do tonight is feast again. And remember, in many people's estimation, Ryback should be WWE Champion here tonight.
And Team Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, Damian Sandow, David Otunga, Dolph Ziggler,
This
and
year,
Wade Barrett.
CM Punk is 3-0 in triple threat matches for the WWE title.
Yeah, ever since winning the title, CM Punk has not lost a triple threat match, despite the champion being at a disadvantage in this type of contest.
That's right, King. The first man to gain pinfall or submission will be the winner, meaning CM Punk doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose the title.
And he defeated Team Foley, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Miz, and Randy Orton with Mick Foley. And Dolph Ziggler was the sole survivor.
King, I have to ask you, a lot of people have been talking all week long about CM Punk being paranoid heading into tonight, that perhaps tonight's the night that everything comes crashing down for Punk. Do you believe these rumors?
Well, the pressure of carrying that championship one day away from being a year, of course he's nervous.
Oh my God, what a chair
And
shot.
he used the chair
Dropping that
shortcut.
chair into him again. Let me remind everybody, there are no countouts. These competitors can stay out here as long as they like.
Pick up the chair
we saw
anymore.
Ryback decimate road referee Brad Maddox in a match that could have rewarded Maddox with a $1 million contract had he won.
Yeah, right. Brad Maddox beating Ryback would have been like Brooklyn Brawler beating Hulk Hogan. It was just
Brooklyn
never
Brawler
going to
beating
happen.
Triple H, but
Or
he
like me
did.
beating you. Most importantly, Ryback was able to gain some level of retribution, but I don't think this animal is going to be satisfied until he's WWE Champion.
Oh, that landed like a ton of bricks.
He's going to use
These no
weapons.
DQ matches are so dangerous.
Oh, the gamer.
Oh, what a vicious shot
Take that, John
with the
Cena.
sledgehammer. Look out! Sledgehammer!
I could probably get the
Bryan
title
with
as
that
well.
sledgehammer.
Oh, a serious knockout blow. Wow, he's still down after that.
Go get the title. It's over here. Why
And
isn't
he
the
gets
title
back
over
in the
here?
ring.
It used to be over here.
Earlier tonight, we saw Sheamus defeat World Heavyweight Champion The Big Show by disqualification.
One thing's for certain, we will not see the same outcome here tonight in this match. Under triple threat rules, there can be no disqualifications.
Which makes you wonder if Paul Heyman has anything up his sleeve, just in case things start to look bleak for his client, CM Punk. Cena's in trouble. Ooh! Now back to the ring. You know, both John Cena and Ryback have a beef with CM Punk.
And I don't think it would be smart for either one of them to turn
Ryback
their
has
back
beef
on
with
the
everyone.
WWE Champion at any point in this matchup.
In this type of matchup, you need to have eyes in the back of your head. You never know where the next attack is going to come from. Oh my gosh! CM Punk using those versatile feet. Let that go. We got kids watching. What's this? Ryback is not someone to sleep on. We saw the debut of The Undertaker here at Survivor Series in 1990. Will Survivor Series also
forgot what he
mark
was
the
doing.
beginning of Ryback's reign here tonight?
Let's not forget, Ryback is capable of pinning the WWE Champion.
I like in
It was just a few weeks
2021,
ago that we saw
it seems
Ryback
ludicrous
and
that
CM Punk in a
Ryback would
tag
ever
team
be
match in the main event of
WWE
Monday Night
Champion.
Raw.
Well, that might have been a sign of what's going to come here tonight. If
But back in
Ryback can get
2012, it
shell-shocked
was
on
more
either one
feasible.
of these guys, we'll be looking at a new WWE Champion. Just look at this. Someone has to stop this before that sledgehammer breaks him in half.
It doesn't really reward you for using the weapons because it drains all your stamina as well.
John Cena tweeted earlier this evening about
How is he in the
strategy.
yellow?
What do? Do you try to take Ryback out early?
Well, to do that, King, Cena may have to form an alliance with his archenemy CM Punk.
Well, that didn't work. Oh, down on the back. You know his
But on the
neck
plus
is feeling
side,
that
I
one.
have nearly 2 finishes.
Last year at Survivor Series, CM Punk forced Alberto Del Rio to tap out to the Anaconda device to capture the WWE title. The same title he still holds 364 days later.
You're right. 1 year later, and not much has changed. Actually, come to think of it, that's not true. CM Punk has become considerably less likable now that Paul Heyman is.
Ground grapple, ground grapple.
Oh, look at Punk.
Austin Aries finisher.
He may have to.
Was it the last Chancery?
Wait a minute. The big guy, Ryback.
I think it was called the last Chancery.
He picks CM Punk up like a feather.
Ryback slamming.
Braun Strowman's finisher.
And now Cena
Blue
from
Thunderbomb.
behind. Planting Ryback and Cena's. Oh my God.
Look at Ryback. He's right back up already.
Cena can't believe it. Neither can I.
That had absolutely no effect on Ryback, and now it's a slugfest.
And the problem here is Punk's out of the equation, King. He could lose the championship, not even be involved in the decision.
Cena with some momentum.
Uh-oh. Speaking of Punk.
Watch out those steps. Oh! Well, those are the dangers of a triple threat match. CM Punk waiting on the outside, pulls Cena out, and then slammed John right into those metal steps.
CM Punk is so well versed in not only striking with his hands, but his feet too. Just trying to goad his opponent into making a mistake here.
Oh, I didn't have enough
Look at
for a
CM
signature.
Punk here.
That is annoying.
Man. Oh.
It's going to be annoying when Cena gets back in the ring.
Man. Even if CM Punk and John Cena
My boss that
form an
open when
unlikely
I'm
alliance here tonight,
orange?
it's not
Just
automatic that they would be able to extinguish the threat of Ryback.
Well, of course, a precedent has been set.
Austin Open being orange, which is really bizarre.
Beaten two superstars at the same time.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Don't
with
get upset.
ease, might I add. And this man is a monster. Just ask David Otunga and Dolph Ziggler.
No.
He beat both of them just a few weeks ago on Raw.
CM Punk's current reign is the longest in 6 years. One of the men sharing a ring with him tonight, John Cena, held it for 380 days between 2006 and 2007. Isn't that ironic? Ryback scores with a tremendous move.
He's going for the pin. He breaks up the pin, and the match continues. Ryback establishing a deliberate pace now.
Here we go. Yes, corner signature.
Uh-oh, look at this.
Look at me.
Critical moment in this matchup.
Hey.
Cena. Wait a minute.
What for the AA?
And now
Shell
Ryback's
shock.
got Cena up.
Looking for shell shock here. Ryback marching around the ring. Shell shock for Cena. We have a new champion.
It's the Shield. It's the Shield.
What is that?
Amazing. It is the Shield.
What is going on here?
Assaulting Ryback.
Who are these guys?
King, wait a minute. That looks like Roman
It's Roman Reigns from NXT.
And is that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins?
I think, yeah, it is.
It's John
What are
Moxley.
they doing?
It's Roman Leakey.
Ryback. Reigns and Ambrose and Rollins.
It's Tyler Black.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
I love they were supposed to come to the ring with actual riot shields, which they have in the
Can you believe
WWE.
this? Ryback was going to be champion, but these
Warehouse
NXT
somewhere.
upstarts have ruined his night.
And he gets back in.
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Little charge finish up for Cena.
Whoa,
Don't
He's
counter.
measuring. Wow, that's got to be it.
Pin him. Pin him. Pin him.
There's a cover.
Come on, ref. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk wins. CM Punk wins.
CM Punk has survived again.
Oh my gosh. You know, I'm not really sure what just happened here tonight.
He's won his 4th triple threat match of the year. He's been busted
What I can
wide
tell you,
open.
ladies and gentlemen, is that these three men dressed in black with security equipment on rushed the ring and assaulted John Cena and Ryback. They came out here and stood next to us at our announce table, and it was plain as day that these men are from our developmental group, NXT.
You're right. These three men, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins, may have impacted the long-term history of WWE here tonight.
But that doesn't matter because CM Punk is going to celebrate 1 year as the WWE Champion. It's CM Punk here at the Royal Rumble 2013 All-Star match.
For the WWE Championship. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois. Weighing 218 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
We talked all night about how the Royal Rumble is about numbers. Here's a number you need to know. 434. 434 days, over 14 months, CM Punk has been WWE Champion.
Yeah.
He calls it, quote, my life's work.
Right. You line him up, CM Punk's going to beat them all. And tonight, we're all going to finally acknowledge that CM Punk is the best in the world. His record says he is.
The greatest reign of the modern era, even though Brock Lesnar held it longer, even though Roman Reigns will hold it longer. This was an amazing championship reign from 8 title changes in 2011 to 0 in 2012. Let's have a look though at Royal Rumble 2013. Cesaro defeated The Miz on the pre-show or whatever it's called to retain the US title. Alberto Del Rio defeated The Big Show in a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight title. Del Rio captured the championship I think a week or two before on SmackDown. Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane defeated Team Rhodes Scholars to retain the tag team titles. Then we had the Royal Rumble match. John Cena won, last eliminating Ryback. And then we have CM Punk versus The Rock. What The Rock is
Miami, Florida, with 265 pounds, The Rock.
It's just a different feel when this man walks into an arena. It's nothing short of electric.
Oh, you're right about that. The Rock is a third-generation superstar. His grandfather, the late, great Peter Maivia. His father, Rocky Johnson. And, of course, The Rock himself, a 7-time WWE champion.
So The Rock has only wrestled a few pay-per-view matches since leaving WWE in 2004. So we had Survivor Series 2011, John Cena and The Rock defeating R-Truth and The Miz. Then at WrestleMania 28, The Rock defeated John Cena. And here we have one of his next matches here, The Rock facing CM Punk, 4-star match. He would have a rematch the month after at Elimination Chamber and then face John Cena at WrestleMania 29. And I believe is that his last match. Actually, that match against Eric Rowan, but where did that one go? I'll check it out.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
Now there's Paul Heyman in the corner with his guy, Punk, giving him a little pep talk. Uh-oh.
It's an electric atmosphere here at the Royal Rumble. Punk and The Rock. CM Punk, one of the longest reigning WWE champions in history. He brags about being the best in the world, and King has an opportunity to prove it tonight against the legendary Rock.
Yeah, you're talking about The Rock, though. I mean, his list of accolades is endless.
Rock Punk. Match nearly a year in the making.
This is what it is all about. The WWE Championship.
His final match was WrestleMania 32. The Rock defeated Eric Rowan in 6 seconds.
The hair on the back of my neck is standing up.
It's Rock versus Punk at the Royal Rumble.
Here they go.
This was 8 years ago already. Crazy. Time is going so fast.
The Brahma Bull, The Rock, promised the world that he would win the WWE Championship tonight. A very bold prediction for a man who hasn't been in the ring for months, going up against a man who has been champion for over 14 months.
Yeah, and you know, CM Punk also made a promise. He promised the WWE Universe that at the end of the Royal Rumble, he would still be WWE Champion. Somebody's promise is going to get broken.
Chain wrestling to start.
We saw Chris Jericho here earlier tonight. Ironically, The Rock's last match here at the Royal Rumble was against Y2J in 2002.
Yeah, Chris Jericho defeated The Rock that night to retain his undisputed WWE Championship.
Yeah, an undisputed WWE Championship that Jericho earned by beating both The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same night in December 2001. It has to be considered one of the greatest one-night performances in sports entertainment history.
I was so happy when Jericho won.
The Rock going to work now.
Drops another one.
Bam! Man, that one rocked him.
Jumping DDT. Oh, it's a neck breaker. I thought it was Rock's jumping DDT. It's not though.
CM Punk's current WWE title reign goes all the way back to last year's Royal Rumble and beyond. At last year's event, Punk successfully defended his title against Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, in a match that featured John
Christian
Laurinaitis
DDT.
of all people as the special guest referee.
Wow, a lot has happened to Laurinaitis since then. I mean, he went from interim Raw general manager to permanent general manager to fired in a matter of 6 months.
It's been over 10 years since The Rock has been WWE Champion, but he has the heart of a champion, and that never goes away.
Yeah, it's a big fight feel. No,
Spine on the pine. Spine on the pine. Before the people's elbow. He's too naked.
He's setting it up.
No, why am I going for the rock bottom? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Incredible counter.
What a kick that was.
Rock is out of stamina.
Wicked neck breaker.
CM Punk nearly has a
The
signature.
Rock has great history here at the Royal Rumble. Of course he won the Royal Rumble match back in 2000.
No,
And
Big
who
Show
would
won the
ever
Royal Rumble.
forget the classic I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind at the 1999
Rock's
Royal
feet
Rumble.
hit the
That
floor.
night, The Rock won his second of 7 WWE titles. What an amazing career the Great One has had so far. And it's not over. We've heard it many times over the past few weeks. Why would a big movie star like The Rock want to come back here and try to win the WWE Championship?
Come on, Cole, because it's in The Rock's blood. His grandfather was a great superstar. His father was a great superstar. The Rock grew up in this business.
And he knows the prestige that goes along with being WWE Champion. It truly is the most elite prize in all of sports entertainment.
Huge reverse suplex.
I think this WWE Universe can smell what you're cooking, Rock. Oh, look at the emotion. Paul Heyman watching from ringside. You know, some say Heyman might actually be a genius and that he plays a big part in Punk's recent success.
To add fuel to that fire, Paul Heyman is the only person in history to manage 3 straight WWE champions.
And did I say might be a genius, Cole? Of course he thinks he's a genius. Just look at the names he's brought to the top. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Big Show, CM Punk. You gotta be kidding me.
Devastating.
Do a charge
Simply
finisher.
devastating. And King, look at Rock. Rock's ready. The Brahma Bull stalking CM Punk.
Rock's face looks weird.
And here he goes. He's
Rock
got
bottom,
Punk
rock
to go.
bottom.
He was going for the rock bottom, and now Punk is fighting out of this.
And look at CM Punk hammering the Rock. Rock is stunned. Now for the GTS.
GTS.
Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh, what for the GTS, and what a counter by Rock. And King, Rock sent up Punk. Look at the
Sharpshooter.
Are you kidding me? The Rock with the sharpshooter. But wait a minute.
No,
Look
into
at
the
CM
Anaconda
Punk.
Vice.
He's rolled Rock through. He's going for the Anaconda Vice.
Submission move, submission move. Anaconda Vice being
Don't tap,
applied.
Rock, don't
Oh,
tap.
man. Does that look painful?
This is serious
Don't
gut check
tap.
time.
CM Punk calls this WWE Championship reign his life's work. The Rock calls these 434 days misery.
I don't think there's any doubt that if CM Punk can beat The Rock here at the Royal Rumble, he's going to be in the conversation for the best ever.
Oh, come on, he already is. I mean, how could he not be? It's been 434 days. How could he not be considered the best in the world? Man, if the Shield gets involved in this matchup here tonight, Mr. McMahon has said he will strip CM Punk of the WWE Championship.
And despite all the evidence to the contrary, CM Punk continues to claim that he has nothing to do with the Shield. That remains to be seen, I'd say.
You know, I have a great deal of respect for Mr. McMahon, but stripping CM Punk of the title is not the way to end a 434-day championship reign. That title should be decided in the middle
Spine
of
buster. Here we go. People's elbow. People's elbow. Rock needs to recover.
Looking good right now, but he's facing a battle-tested champion in
Get
CM
up.
Punk.
Yes, CM Punk goes every single night.
Oh.
He misses very little time, with the exception of the knee surgery last month that cost him nearly a month of action.
Yeah, and speaking of Punk's surgically repaired left knee, you would have to think it has a giant bullseye on it here in this match.
People's elbow. People's
Look
elbow.
at
No!
those eyes. Oh, yeah, this could be
I
big.
didn't want to do the charge finisher.
The Rock has eyes to finish. Oh my, what a move.
Just bring it, CM Punk. He doesn't want to pin him.
So dangerous.
He needs to hit it with the people's
so
elbow.
Electrifying.
Why did I hit him with the wrong finisher? I'm gonna get beaten.
Does it better than The Rock. He was able to reverse that. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Man,
Jumping DDT from The Rock. Jumping DDT.
The Rock going to work now.
And he does it one more time. And that's a stiff kick. Trying to get under his opponent's skin with this one.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go. Hey, he's going for it.
And The Rock makes him pin him.
Spine Buster. I don't want to do a charge finisher.
How much more?
I just
How
want to do a
much
normal
more are you
finisher.
willing to pay to win this match? This is unreal.
We have to be really level.
Wow, and he gets leveled.
Here we go. Here's the rock bottom. Oh, the people's
I
elbow.
think we are about
The
to
most
witness
electrifying move in all
the
of sports
most
entertainment.
electrifying move in all of sports entertainment. The people's elbow from The Rock
For the championship.
Wait a minute.
What the? Who the?
Who's turned out the light?
Look,
It's Sabu.
in front of us. What? Look in front of us. Look in front of us.
I can't see anything.
They're attacking The Rock. Somebody's attacking The Rock. Hey, look it.
Oh my God.
That was the Shield. That was the Shield. They're right in front of us. They triple powerbomb The Rock through the announce table. And the smirk on CM Punk's face.
Yeah, that tells the whole story. Punk had to know what was going on here.
The official has no clue what happened. He was inside the ring and so far away from the fray, but King, we saw it clear as day. Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins attacked The Rock and triple powerbomb through the announce table.
We didn't see anything.
Look at CM Punk throwing a helpless Rock back inside the ring. What's going to happen now?
This is ridiculous.
No.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Talk about robbery. Grand larceny.
CM Punk retains. What can you see? What do you see? I got the lyrics wrong. What can you see? What do you see?
How can Punk be proud of a victory like that?
CM Punk is still WWE Champion.
The lights go out, the Shield comes out, put The Rock through a table, and now CM Punk retains the title. Oh, come on.
This is stupid. This is just stupid.
CM Punk.
Punk's still the
CM
champion,
Punk.
and the reign continues. Hey, the boss.
It's McBoss Man. Don't tear your quads. Don't tear your quads.
Hold on.
CM Punk, your celebration is over. I told you if the Shield got involved in your matchup, we would strip you of the championship.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I know. Technically, we couldn't see the Shield involved, right? So that means we're all stupid. It wasn't the Shield. CM Punk, it is my duty.
No.
That's the subtitles.
We ain't ending this night like that. You don't take it from him. I am.
Oh.
Restart the match now.
Are you kidding me?
You heard the man. Restart the match.
Yes. Look at Heyman. He's going nuts. Well, just when Mr. McMahon was about to strip CM Punk of the title, The Rock said, no. The Rock didn't want that.
Rock's got no stamina
CM
left
Punk
again.
seems helpless. In the body
From a
control
clothesline.
natural way.
It's been in every game since Just Bring It, I think.
This is what makes The Rock so fun to watch.
What an incredible suplex.
I don't know if his other signature is the Samoan drop, but I'm just going to go with another spine buster. It's just easier. Spine buster into the people's elbow.
He's still not through.
Here we go. Whoops. I probably should have
Look out!
saved some stamina for the people's elbow. Oh, he's down. He's down. No, he's down.
Look at this. He's just barely moving. I'm not sure he can get back to his feet.
The Rock is in position.
Second overpad comes off. Ropes. Ropes. Pin, 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 pin.
This can do
1,
it.
2, 3. Rock is the champion. The Rock has done it.
The Rock is once again the People's Champion.
Oh, man.
The Rock is finally the WWE Champion.
And to himself. And he kept that promise here tonight to win his 8th WWE Championship.
The great one, maybe the greatest of all time, has delivered tonight.
Oh, man, what an electric moment here tonight at the Royal Rumble. And we are now officially on the road to WrestleMania.
The Rock is an 8-time WWE Champion. The Rock comes back to WWE and beats CM Punk for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. CM Punk feels he was cheated out of the title, so he attacks The Rock on Raw and steals the WWE title from The Rock. CM Punk invokes his title rematch at Elimination Chamber and grants The Rock a title shot. Paul Heyman talks Vince McMahon into a stipulation that if The Rock gets counted out or disqualified, he will lose the WWE Championship. Here we are, it is the rematch. The rematch that was still rated pretty well.
Let us remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that CM Punk is not the WWE Champion. This past Monday on Raw, CM Punk stole the title from The Rock. Punk cannot get over the fact that he's no longer champion. Listen, he had a great run, but it's over.
Great run? Come on, that was a legendary run. And Paul Heyman, you can make fun of him all you want, but he's one of the greatest managers ever in his own mind.
And so this return match, 3.5 stars. CM Punk has stolen the title, and he is going to bring it to the ring with Paul Heyman. We are nearly at the end of this playthrough. I hope you have enjoyed it. Plenty of wrestling on the channel, plenty of other things to enjoy. If you have watched a fair amount, or even if you've just watched this match, it's absolutely fine. This is the 18th match in Hustle, Loyalty, Disrespect. The next playthrough will be Best Friends, Bitter Enemies, going through Triple H and Shawn Michaels' feud from SummerSlam 02 through to Bad Blood 2004. As long as you don't have to wrestle Kevin Nash in any of those, it should be fantastic. But there is lots and lots to check out. And I do like CM Punk's black hoodie. And he would go on to face The Undertaker at this year's WrestleMania. TV. A cult of personality. We only had this far birth for one match. His Money in the Bank match with Cena in 2011. And let's check out No Way Out. What the Rock is cooking. I said No Way Out, I meant Elimination Chamber. So this was the main event of the pay-per-view again. The Rock does not wrestle before anyone else.
15,669 WWE fans on their feet for the Brahma Bull. The People's Champion, the WWE Champion, The Rock.
Oh man, the roar of this crowd is absolutely deafening.
So, on Elimination Chamber, tons of funk. Brodus Clay and Tensai defeated Team Road Scholars in the pre-show match. Alberto Del Rio defeated the Big Show by submission in a singles match for the World Heavyweight title. Cesaro defeated The Miz by DQ to retain the US title. Jack Swagger in an absolute shocker, but with cool new entrance music, and Zeb Coulter defeated Randy Orton, Jericho, Mark Henry, Kane and Daniel Bryan to win a World Heavyweight title match against Del Rio at WrestleMania 29. The Shield defeated John Cena, Ryback and Sheamus in a 6-man tag. Ziggler defeated Kofi in 4 minutes for no reason whatsoever. And Caitlyn defeated Tamina Snuka to retain the Divas title in 3 minutes. And then here we are, Rock versus CM Punk. I mean, absolutely no one saw Jack Swagger winning that Elimination Chamber match. But he had the really cool music.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, from Miami, Florida, weighing 265 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, The Rock. And his opponent being accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, CM Punk.
An electric big fight feel in the air tonight in New Orleans.
That's right, the city that's hosted Super Bowls and Final Fours. Tonight, New Orleans is the site of the final pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania.
One thing's for certain, the winner of this match will be the WWE Champion. The challenger is CM Punk. He's won 3 World Championships, 2 WWE Championships, Tag Team titles, the Intercontinental Championship. He's also a 2-time Money in the Bank winner and the 2011 Superstar of the Year.
And of course, across from him is The Rock, an 8-time WWE Champion, 2-time World Champion, 5-time Tag Team Champion, and winner of the 2000 Royal Rumble.
What a chop. Of course, the winner of this match will go on to defend the WWE title at WrestleMania against John Cena, who hit a speed bump on his road to WrestleMania earlier tonight.
You're right about that. John Cena and his tag team partners, Sheamus and Ryback, fell victim to the Shield in a 6-man tag team match earlier.
You know, King, there's just no stopping the Shield. We don't know much about these 3 newcomers yet, but I do predict big things for them.
Ooh, and he got dropped. Oh, the offense of The Rock is working well right now.
Huge suplex from The Rock.
Talk about getting your spine adjusted. Jeez.
Another huge lariat.
CM Punk feels he's had the WWE Championship stolen from him at the Royal Rumble.
Well, somebody please
It's a big one, King. Rock the champion, Punk the challenger.
Oh, Punk slides out of the ring to safety.
But remember the stipulations in this matchup. Rock, if he's disqualified or counted out, he'll lose the championship. So no champion's advantage here for The Rock.
Yeah, and I'm sure Paul Heyman is reminding CM Punk of that fact right now.
The winner of this match punches his ticket to the main event at WrestleMania.
Oh, what's Punk doing now? Oh, he just slapped the face of The Rock.
Yeah, smart move by Punk, infuriating The Rock. Remember, Rock blows a gasket here. He gets disqualified. He loses the title.
Yeah, watch out. Rock's going to have to be very careful here.
And senior official Mike Chioda doing a good job trying to keep Rock away from Punk, but he's got to warn him, remind him of that disqualification rule.
The Rock all over CM Punk. I think Punk realized, well, that didn't work. What's next?
But he may have Rock off his game. Oh no, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, you can't blame Rock now.
What a lowlife, and Rock is going to take it out on Punk.
CM Punk spits in the face of The Rock.
Fucking control. Will I get control back?
Is doing
Let's go for dive on the
in his
outside.
power to get Rock to lose it, to blow a gasket and get himself disqualified and
Huge
cost him
elbow on
the
the
title.
floor.
He slapped The Rock's face and he spit in The Rock's face.
King, you can relate to what CM Punk is going.
Oh, whipped into that barricade.
3.
And he gets tossed back in the ring. 4. And he gets back in.
No, counter by CM Punk.
And there's the reversal from CM Punk.
A swift kick. Dodges to the side of that one.
That was one vicious neck breaker.
Big swinging neck breaker. Give him a spine buster. Spine on the pine.
Uh-oh, look at this. That's it. He's done. You hear how his leg connected?
Why isn't he doing anything?
King The Rock is greatness flowing through
Make
his
him humble.
veins, both his
Make
father
him humble.
and grandfather are WWE
He's nearly
Hall of
critical.
Famers.
You're right about that, Cole. And both men were inducted by the current WWE Champion, The Rock, back at the 2008 ceremonies in Orlando, Florida.
And you would have to think it's only a matter of time before The Rock finds his rightful spot in the WWE Hall of Fame. CM Punk has been Paul Heyman's meal ticket for a long time, and Heyman realizing the payday that's going to come at WrestleMania, if Punk could turn things around and pull off the win tonight.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Paul Heyman is also the mastermind behind one of the great brands in sports entertainment history. Extremely crappy wrestling.
It's not like Paul Heyman.
ECW, ECW, ECW.
You can see him struggling to stand after all the damage he's taken.
Must be nearly red.
And he gets leveled.
Earlier tonight, we saw Jack Swagger win an Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, I know. Who saw that coming?
World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania.
You know, Cole, I got to admit,
We,
I was a
the
little
people.
surprised to see Swagger pull off the win. That match had some amazing star power. Look at this. Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Kane. Wow. Oh, look at this. Get Paul Heyman out of there. Here, Heyman shattering it.
Walk into my Kyoto.
To the official.
And the referee distracted by Heyman and go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Punk's gonna win it here. But there's no referee. The referee's been knocked down.
Punk's been robbed. He's been robbed.
What is Punk signaling for now? Heyman rolling around the ring to make better time. Wait a minute. What's Punk going to do with the title? What do you think he's going to do? He can't walk out of here with that. Oh, no, this is going to be worse. Watch out, Rock.
No, he's got Heyman. He hit Heyman. Who saw that coming? Everyone saw that coming.
The Brahma Bull looking for the rock bottom. But look at Punk go king. Punk to the elbows, driving Rock to his knees.
Rock teleported into the ring.
Those elbows into the side of the Rock.
Just wearing the Rock out. What a match this has been. Both men physically exhausted.
Is Punk trying to get out of the ring? What's happening here? Punk pulling himself up onto those ropes. No, wait a minute. I think Punk's got something else in mind.
Springboard clothesline. Oh, I hit that inside. Rock bottom. Rock bottom.
Rock bottom by the Rock. Punk's out.
That has got to be it.
Oh, he's got no stamina left. He does now. He does now. He does now. Pin him. Pin him. Pin him. One, two, three. The Rock is victorious.
Oh, and what a performance by The Rock, who went into this matchup without a champion's advantage.
Incredible performance by The Rock, overcome all the odds.
CM Punk pulled out all the stops. He used every trick in the book, including Paul Heyman. But The Rock retains the WWE title. The Rock will defend it at WrestleMania.
Oh, man, what an unbelievable stage we have set for WrestleMania.
The Rock is going to New York, New Jersey, WrestleMania 29 as the WWE Champion, and he's going to change that title.
John Cena indeed is going to main event WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble match and choose whether he wants to battle for the WWE or World title.
At WrestleMania 29, I challenge the WWE Champion.
The former WWE Champion.
Yeah, sure, The Rock beat me fair and square. And he beat you fair and square at WrestleMania last year. But when you're talking about wins and losses, you have never beat me. Besides, The Rock versus John Cena is deja vu. I've already seen that television show. It's a rerun. The Rock beats John Cena because you can't get it done. You can't win the big one, John.
You beat me in a match, and I will give you my WrestleMania title shot.
You just made the stupidest decision of your life.
I will beat you, and at WrestleMania, I will beat The Rock, and all of you will know that the champ is here!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and the winner faces The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
It's a big fight feel here in Dallas tonight.
And it's all about going to WrestleMania to face The Rock for the WWE Championship in the main event.
It doesn't get any bigger than that, King.
I didn't cut that off, but just cut itself off. But here he is for the very last time. The best in the world. CM Punk.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Earlier tonight, this man CM Punk said that tonight isn't about the WWE Champion, The Rock. He said tonight is not about the people. He said tonight is more important than any one thing because tonight it's about him.
Yeah, you're right. This one's for all the marbles. Can you imagine what's going through the mind of CM Punk, knowing how big this match is?
So even though this is Raw, I'll go through the WrestleMania 29 card because this is what we've been leading towards. The Miz defeated Wade Barrett by submission on the pre-show and won the Intercontinental Championship. Wade Barrett would win it back the very next night on Raw. The Shield of Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins defeated The Big Show, Randy Orton and Sheamus. Mark Henry defeated Ryback. So poor Ryback hasn't won since before Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell. Team Hell No of Daniel Bryan and Kane retained against Big E and Dolph Ziggler. 6 minutes. Fandango in his WWE debut, that's Johnny Curtis, defeated Chris Jericho. Alberto Del Rio retained against Jack Swagger, even though that's to cut out the awesome entrances they both had, especially one with a tank with Swagger, due to time constraints.
And his opponent from West Newbury,
I feel lucky.
151 pounds.
I feel great. Time to go to work.
So much is at stake here, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this match will go on to WrestleMania on April 7th off Broadway to take on the WWE Champion, The Rock, in the main event.
Oh, man, look at this. 17,131 WWE fans on their feet right here in Dallas, Texas tonight for John Cena and CM Punk.
And then The Undertaker defeated CM Punk in Undertaker's last good match, in my opinion. Triple H defeated Brock Lesnar, a bit of a snowfest. Triple H lost, he was forced to retire. And then John Cena defeated The Rock to become WWE Champion once again. 23 minutes, 59 seconds. But first, we've got one last battle between John Cena and CM Punk.
John Cena won the opportunity to face The Rock at WrestleMania when he won the Royal Rumble back in January. But Cena gave all that up to prove once and for all that he could beat CM Punk here tonight.
You're right. In his own words, Cena said he wanted to prove he was worthy. But I don't know if that was a wise decision. We'll find out in this match, which has brought on enormous pressure on John Cena.
Not only did Cena give up the opportunity to go to WrestleMania and have this match tonight and have to earn it once again, but as CM Punk pointed out, John Cena has not been able to beat Punk in a big match, and that's a fact.
John Cena with the offense.
A lot of chain wrestling in the early going.
He drops the elbow. Oh, Cole, look at that. And that's how you hurt an opponent.
Only 5 other men in the nearly 50-year history of the WWE Championship have held the title longer than CM Punk, who held the gold in the neighborhood of 400 days.
And he still thinks he should be carrying the gold, despite losing to The Rock at the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber.
King, the 5 men who have held the WWE Championship longer than CM Punk: Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and Pedro Morales.
Wow, that's some pretty impressive
We don't talk
company
about
for
Pedro
CM Punk.
Morales enough. We talk about Bruno.
He's putting those educated feet to good use.
Pedro doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Actually, I wouldn't even know a picture of him.
Oh! Whoa!
And I'm sure we'll be able to see the handprint left by that chop.
Well, I'm getting to the end here and tiring a little bit in this final
Look at
match.
CM Punk here.
Not wrestling my best match. Oh no.
And what a reversal from
Knee to
CM
the
Punk.
face.
No!
It's always easy to...
King, next
cut.
week on Raw, it's the return of old school Raw. Are you ready?
Oh, I couldn't be more excited, Cole.
I wish
At
they
the
put old
last
school Raw on this.
I got to catch up with so many old friends like Dusty Rhodes, Tito Santana, Ted DiBiase, Slick. Hey, even the Iron Sheik was there.
For me, there was nothing better than seeing the return of the legendary WWE talk show Piper's Pit.
Hey, you know what? Maybe this time we'll get the return of the King's Court.
Yeah, that'll be a real grabber. CM Punk driven to the mat.
It's clobbering time, all right, on CM Punk. Oh, wow.
I can't save that finisher for later. I'm sure we'll need it.
And there's the reversal. Hey now, Timber, and he falls hard.
Sometimes it's good to save a finisher. I do need to hit a 5-knuckle shuffle, and I still need a critically damaged Punk. And he's only
And
yellow.
in doing so, retired the version John Cena designed 8 years ago.
The Rock did more than retire it, King. He also took some pretty stiff jabs at it on his way out the door, saying the title should never look like a toy and it should never, ever spin.
Well, you would have
But
to
it's
think
sold
John
an
Cena used
absolute
those
ton of
comments
merch.
as bulletin board material for his match here tonight.
And I'm willing to bet Cena has some thoughts of his own on the Brahma Bull logos The Rock had put on the sides of the new WWE Championship.
John Cena has everything to lose here tonight, while CM Punk has everything to gain.
And that's why so many people have questioned John Cena's decision to take this match. There's so much on the line for him tonight.
Well, in his words, Cena said he wants to shut up the critics. He said that CM Punk, I think John Cena's ready to end this.
It's time
Let's see.
for a
You can't
5
see me.
knuckle shuffle. Whoops, I didn't realize that was a
John Cena
showcase.
here.
Woof.
He's ready for the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Hey, just press that
Punk's
in time.
trouble. John Cena has Punk in trouble. AA time. Cena going for the AA on CM Punk.
Oh, wait a minute. Punk fights out of it. He's got Cena up for the GTS. Wait a minute.
I'm always worried about getting those wrong. Because you do have to play the whole match again. I'm just going for that pile driver. CM Punk does hit a pile driver in this match. I'm not sure if they've put it in though. No, roll through.
Punk turns it around. Punk can change the outlook of a match in an instant. And will this be it?
How was Punk not critically damaged?
Well, we're finding out right now why this has been one of the greatest rivalries in the WWE over the past year and a half.
It all started back in 2011 at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Since that time, CM Punk seems to have had...
STF.
The STF locked in.
I think Punk is going to have to tap.
It's all about going to WrestleMania. It's all about going to WrestleMania.
But look at Punk. He's scratching, clawing, pulling himself towards those ropes. He's right there.
And it's going to force the break so close for John Cena.
What a match.
My gosh. What is it going to take? These two men have hit each other with their best shots.
Hit me with your best shot.
They go to sleep. But somehow each one of these superstars survived. Cena just looked over here at me and made a motion like, what's it going to take?
Oh! And Punk right to the midsection.
Here it is, pile driver. Pile driver.
No! Pile driver to Cena.
Oh my God!
Punk's going to WrestleMania. Punk's going to WrestleMania.
That's it. You're right. Punk has done it.
Here's the cover on Cena.
Cena kicked out. Thank goodness they didn't make me kick out. I'm terrible at kicking out.
I cannot believe it. I personally beat thousands of opponents with a pile driver. People just don't get up from a pile driver.
And Punk again into the cover on Cena. Looking to put him away and again a kick out.
This is unbelievable.
And again a kick out by Cena.
John Cena will not be denied.
This is absolutely incredible.
Both of these men have to be spent. I know, Cole, I'm spent just watching it.
Me too. This is awesome.
Cena, the last match. Before me, AA.
Delivering clotheslines
Before
like
me,
that,
AA.
he's going to break his arm. Look at those eyes. Oh, yeah, this could be big. Well, look at this. John Cena with a Hurricanrana.
Hurricanrana.
Punk back to his feet, but John Cena.
Into the attitude adjustment. Pin him. It's over.
This could do it. 1, 2, 3.
And it's over.
Cena did it. Cena's coming home. Cena's going to WrestleMania.
Finally done.
Now at WrestleMania, it will be The Rock against John Cena for the WWE Championship.
Cena did it! Cena's coming home! Cena's going to WrestleMania!
This would be the final time CM Punk and John Cena would square off in the ring.
An incredible performance by two of the world's greatest athletes here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Following the loss, CM Punk would set his sights on the imposing, undefeated streak of The Undertaker, ultimately succumbing to the Dead Man at WrestleMania.
Can you say 21 and 0?
The streak lived on.
Cena, meanwhile, would go on to face The Rock in their highly anticipated rematch from the prior year's WrestleMania. Only this time, the champ would emerge victorious.
Cena does it! That's what it's all about. The WWE Championship.
In the end, both John Cena and CM Punk had pushed each other's careers to higher plateaus, their mark on one another undeniable. Two opposites of a spectrum, forced to adapt and evolve in their quest for triumph. The ripples of their explosive conflict, transforming not only themselves, but forever changing the landscape of WWE. A rivalry that defined an era. One which will be long remembered as a true showcase of champions in WWE history.
This has been Crabman from Crabman Gaming. See you later.